Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week we journey out to the Western Oval where the home side Footscray, who've really been having a run of the horrors, take on North Melbourne, another of last year's finalists, struggling a little bit in the 86 season. But particularly for Footscray, this game was of absolute importance. Should they drop this one, they could just about, according to coach Mick Malthouse, forget about aspirations of the final five for this season. That is how important the game was. Let's now join our commentators out at the Western Oval for the game between Footscray and North Melbourne in this week's edition of VFL Action in Pro Football.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 7 of the pro football game today out here at the Western Oval between Footscray and North Melbourne. I'm your commentator, Greg Gill, and with me, just as the siren has gone there, is Stephen Phillips. And Stephen, been a few changes as they bounce the ball?
Yes, umpire McDonald it is who's putting the ball down for the start. And North Melbourne through Purser. Get it over to Royal. His kick smothered over to Glendinning, out to the flank. A number of first gamers in the side. Hawkins in the side for Footscray after some injury problems during the week. And North Melbourne right into attack.
Very safe mark there by Segler, looking like he's going to settle down. He's going to go back and have a good long shot here. North Melbourne very quick to get the ball moving out of the centre of the ground there. Going to have to take his kick now. It's a big long kick. Oh, don't think that'll make the distance. No, it's offline, out of bounds and through for 1 point. We've got the score now at the 1.5 minute mark of the first quarter. Footscray yet to score with North Melbourne 1 point.
Dreadful kicking action by Segler, the way he dropped the ball onto his boot then. And the margin for error, and as we saw, went right off the side.
Well, we've seen here you can lose a game in the reserves, haven't we, with one kick on the siren going out of bounds. Could have been a draw that game. The kick out now is taken out. The boys are, lovely mark there, taken by Hawkins. Hawkins now deciding to settle down a bit, goes back, takes his kick heading towards the wing position. The players are up all over the place. They're trying to get a mark. Down on the ground. Oh, yes.
Riding him to the ground. The umpire saying play on. It's Dwyer who gets the ball onto his boot, centres it in, and one of the crackers is sent straight to the ground. Hawkins in there again, and the umpire, and it will be umpire Dennis Rich, will come in and bounce the ball. Half forward flank, Barclay Street, end of the ground. Ross Glendinning, the acting captain of North, won the toss and kicked with the aid of a slight breeze. The hand pass out. It's Jimmy Cracker, lines up. Offline again. Through for another behind. North Melbourne started off with 2 behinds. Footscray yet to score. The conditions out here, Greg, a slight breeze, nothing special. The ground a bit holding, as we see Kennedy. A very high kick into that breeze. No one able to take the mark. It's Dwyer who scoops the ball up beautifully, looks for the pass, looking for Cracker. He's just pushed out of the way. Kennedy through again, has a long run. In fact, good 25 metres there. Glendinning underneath it, a small nudge, he takes the mark, thinks of the hand pass to Ackley. Beautiful disposal, this man. Back after injury, he'll take the 15 metres. In fact, it's a very healthy 15 metres. And I've seen players kick goals from this distance. He goes for the hand pass to Ackley. Ackley's drop punt, a high kick. Segler underneath the ball, has the ball punched away. This is Phil Cracker, a magician with the ball. Doesn't waste a kick, nor does he that time. And he finds Donald McDonald, and McDonald is about 25 metres out. He's a monstrous kick when he lets one fly, and he should have no trouble. Accuracy, his only worry. Great pair of hands. Donald takes his time, head over the ball. Picture of concentration as he comes in. The kick. Offline, a very poor start.
Well, there you have it now. See, that's just 3 deliberate kicks for goal there by North Melbourne, and all 3 of them offline. They're taking them on out of 3 points exactly for Footscray yet to score. This is the kick out taken by Kennedy. Rushing forward to take the mark there. Trying to be upset there. It was Dwyer. Dwyer now turns around. Dwyer, I was saying Foster.
It's easy to do, isn't it, when they're both the same and both out in the same area?
Yeah, very much. Anyway, the umpire's decided that he's found a free kick, and that is through Spargo. Spargo now taking, big long driving kick, wanting to get it right up to the pack there. The players are running for the ball, and Phil Cracker just missed getting in touch before it's over the line and out of bounds. In the right-hand forward attacking pocket for the North Melbourne football side. Up
that Paul Spargo, who had the kick then, his father Bob played many games for Footscray and was a member of their last grand final side back in '61. Footscray come out again through Royal. Usually a terrific kick. Goes wide, Glendinning out there, using his weight well. Good tackle then. McPherson could well have been penalised. Roscoe's burrowing in there again. The free kick will go Footscray's way.
He was the only man having a go at the ball then, but anyway, the umpire decided he could see it differently.
Now this is Rance. He's going out wide. He's looking for McPherson. He gets unloaded very nicely indeed by John Law, a very vigorous type of player. The ball out of bounds, half forward flank.
Okay, so the umpire's... hang on a second, here we go. The kick-in's been taken there, down to the centre position there, and a good defensive play taken there by Footscray. Bringing the ball, long strong mark there. Ball now, looking for someone to kick it to, bring it back into the centre of the ground, looking up to the centre half forward. Beasley's leading out, he looks pretty set. No, Glendinning, well placed himself, even though he'd been a bustling out. Hand passes across, now running across the face of centre half forward, a long driving kick out to the forward flank. Here's a good tussle coming here now between... Spargo again looked like a bit of one, but under pressure McCann now. McCann hand passes over the top to, looking for Norman. Norman now kicking ahead through to... look at that, missed an easy mark there.
Jimmy Cracker picks it up.
Scoops around, drives it up in the on his zone. He should be able to take a comfortable mark. Off the rubbery chest. Footscray now really looking hard to try. Is Kennedy battling hard to push that ball over the line out of bounds. He's a tough back man too, Kennedy.
Another scoring opportunity for North Melbourne. They've had 3 shots at goal, kicked 3 behinds. Footscray yet to score. Kennedy in the ruck against Segler, who spilt that very easy chest mark before. Segler bustles him out. Over to Fairley. Kick towards goal. Picked up by the Footscray backman. They clear well. Bit of a nudge there. The umpire lets it go. It's Dwyer who picks it up. Looks for the pass and finds a teammate there. And he has found Donald McDonald, who missed an easy shot from goal from about 30 metres out just a few minutes ago.
Should be able to put this one through and try and make up for his last shocker.
Well, McDonald can make the distance, there's no question about that.
Very straight kick too.
McDonald comes in. Torpedo punt this time. It's a wobbly old kick off. North Melbourne unable to get the ball away that time. Massive players there. Finally, it's out through Footscray's Jep. Ackley under it. Grabs the ball, he's held when he's not in possession. Another holding the man decision. This one will go Footscray's way, surely. I don't know why umpire Rich let one go and then paid one to Hawkins. But that's just the luck of the draw. Dougie Hawkins, in and out of the state squad during the week, but by playing today, he's made himself available for Victoria on Tuesday night. He finds the reigning Brownlow medalist, Brad Hardy. Hardy playing his 150th game in senior football in Victoria and Western Australia. Massive players on the wing. And Glendinning, who's having a sparkling first quarter, over to Ackley. Ackley centres the ball, and it's a nice mark there. A good mark to Fairley. Now, Fairley is definitely within scoring distance, goes for the short pass.
McDonald again has picked up the ball, put it on his left foot, and it's through for 1 point.
Wasted opportunities here by North Melbourne. They have had all the play, and they just can't do a thing right. Kennedy waiting for the ball. 4 behinds to 0. It's a woeful start, really.
Oh, I say it is. That's given them an opportunity. They've had most of the play for this quarter so far and haven't had a chance to capitalise at all. And it's not for though they're under pressure. It's just bad kicking.
Kennedy's kick. That wind just holding it up a little. Hawkins doing quite well out there on that flank at the moment. Might be just a bit too good for Dwyer at the moment. His kick around to the wing. A big leap up before acceptance. His play on, says the umpire. Down towards the half-forward flank, and it's a nice mark taken down there by Rance. He's ridden to the ground, he'll take the penalty. I don't think he'll be within kicking distance. He plays on straight away. He's looking for the lead from Beasley. Intercepting there is Norman. The umpire is pulling the ball back. Back to Murray Rance. Footscray's top recruits this year. Now Rance might just be within kicking distance. He thinks he is. He's lining the ball up now. Drop it on that left foot. Kick. Right across the face of goals. Out of bounds on the full. And with the ball now is Steve McCann.
Right, we're at the 10-minute mark of this quarter now. Steve McCann kicks the ball down. There's a pack setting themselves up here. The players flying up. Punched out there. Ball has gone down to the ground. Oh, there's a scramble of players, but oh no, that was pulled out by Akiri. Akiri now over to Steele. Steele drops the ball. Oh, almost nicely intercepted there. Rance running in there to try to tackle the ball with Fairley doing everything he can there to try and upset the whole balance. Umpire's decided that it's better that he has a hold of the ball.
That's Rich with the ball. He's bouncing now, slightly favouring North Melbourne's end. Jonas is bustled out by Purser. Oh, high tackle then. The umpire lets that one go on Norman. In fact, he pulls one out and gives it to Jonas. I think he will throw it back to Norman. No, he can't decide whether to throw it back or have the kick himself. But Peter Jonas it is, right in the centre. Tumbling punt kick. Ball punched away. Here's a chance for Fairley. He's ridden to the ground. The umpire says holding the man in the back. Oh. And it will be Ian Fairley.
It was a bit each way there too, I thought, Steve. And I could have gone either way. I thought that he might have been caught holding the ball, but the umpire didn't see it that way.
He dropped it like a hot potato, and the Footscray player rode him straight to the ground. Now they've kicked four behind straight. Fairley. That one's right through the middle. First goal. And we might just have a look at that free kick again. It was a little bit contentious, but I was under the impression that Fairley felt the tackle, got rid of the ball quickly, and helped himself to a free kick right in front.
It made life a lot easier, I thought, too, for Fairley there, who's put the North Melbourne's first goal on the board at this stage, and that takes them now to 1 goal for 10 points. And Footscray yet to score, and we're now into about the 11-minute mark of this first quarter. I really think that Footscray better do something very quickly. Beasley's been caught twice now, a little bit slow down in the forward line when they have kicked down there. But anyway, the umpires now bounced the ball. They're up in the centre. Oh, the tap out there to Brad Hardy. Scooped the ball up out of there. Dropped it down to the Cracker. One of the Cracker brothers there has taken the kick. Down left of the forward pocket position now, getting down the forward flank, I should say. Oh, and here he is again. The man just kicked the last goal fairly, trying very hard, but no. Over the line and out of bounds and pushed over by Jep.
Jeff's been used as a stopper by Footscray since he left Richmond. He's on Jonas today. Jonas will be the danger man up forward. McGuinness burrowing in. He can't get it. Hardy in there too. Two of the big interstate names. The umpire, and this is umpire McDonald, will come in and bounce the ball. Or umpire Howe, I should say. Umpire Howe. Purser gets the tap down. This is Wallace. High drop punt. He's looking for McPherson. Oh, high flyer there. What a beauty. Lovely. And that's Rance. Murray Rance. Straight onto the left foot. Awful kick. Lucks a fortune. Finds Rod McPherson. McPherson's kick almost hits Royal on the head. Follows up. It's in there again. Royal burrowing in there. Out to Bamblett, playing his first game for the season. Bamblett, clever play. Keeps his feet. Has a kick for goal. Offline. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne.
A gutsy bit of play. That a lovely shot for goal. Didn't come off.
John Law will bring the ball straight back into play. Spargo gets the punch down. Throw in. It was a good piece of play by Bamblett, but some scrappy play by Footscray. They're not using the ball all that well, nor for that matter North Melbourne. They've had 1 goal from 5 scoring chances in the first 11 minutes. By my thinking, they should be 3 or 4 goals up. It's Glenn Dinning, who's playing a great game. Gets the ball down. Hardy off the side of his boot. Into the crowd, another free kick.
Oh, once again, we see some shocking kicking, Steve. It doesn't look good at all. I know that perhaps you could say that North Melbourne put him under pressure. That looks like McCann there, about to take the kick in. McCann looking for someone to kick it to. Segler is up there trying to get under it. No, but oh, lovely mark up there was trying to get up for the ball. Kicked out of the pack now, coming down here. Punched out of the way.
That's Wallace gets a hand pass across. He was there looking for Baxter. Baxter infringes there. Dwyer's unloaded. Jonas off the ground towards the boundary line. This will be a race. Kennedy first in and slides over. He's content to have the throw in the back pocket, or forward pocket for North Melbourne. He's got a tough job today, the Footscray skipper. He's playing on Donald McDonald. He's hurrying back to the square to cover him now. In the picture, Jonas and Jep. Jep 12, Jonas 43. Punch out Jep in there. McGuinness with the ball. Off the ground. Not a good kick off the ground. Footscray clear. And a mark there to Spargo. The umpire says it will be a mark. I didn't like the hand going up into McGuinness's face. But Spargo He is within scoring distance. Kelvin Templeton's kicked many goals from there early in his career for Footscray. Spargo's kick. Cracker down there. He's up. Can't hold the mark. Kennedy gets it away. And plays it along the boundary line. The ball is finally rushed over the line by Peter Baxter of Footscray.
Yes, Jonas trying to bustle Kennedy out of the way then. It was good to try and get the pressure on. At that stage, I think you'll find that Footscray found themselves a bit lacking in the back line there. And the ball thrown in now. The big boys up there at the moment, fairly trying to get the tap out. Knocked down to the ground now. Handballed out of the way by Glendinning again. The ball is now... everybody bustling for the ball. Picked up, scooped up lovely. Oh, nice little piece of play. Onto the left foot, and down there we find Glendinning getting up high over the top, but couldn't quite get it. Pushed it down to the ground. He's looking for someone. It's a big kick high in the air, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Can't remember a scrappier start to a game for quite a long time. The number of times the ball's been kicked out of bounds on the full, set shots missing, and Glendinnings's playing a magnificent game in defence for North Melbourne, but that kick was not Ross Glendinning at his best. Purser it is, who marks unattended. He's checked now by Spargo. Purser will centre the ball. It's a nice high drop punt. And there's a bit of bustling there. The umpire allows it. It's Ackley with the ball. Dangerous player off the back line. He's unloaded as he kicks the ball. Running down the ground, North Melbourne player. Looks like Fairley. Ball back up towards Glendinning again. Got his name on it. But that time it's Rance. He's taken a couple of brilliant marks. They've got to get the ball down quickly to Beasley before things are congested. Rance. Long left foot torpedo. Beasley down there fighting and struggling against McCann, and the ball finally pushed through for a behind. And that's Footscray's first score. They've taken nearly 16 minutes. They trailed North Melbourne by 9 points.
Interesting that Footscray's first score was rushed over the line by a North Melbourne player.
There's the pass out there. It looks like McPherson out there running at that North Melbourne player, and the free kick will go North's way. The man with the ball is Peter German, a very, very talented young footballer indeed.
Peter German now takes a kick, centres it up there. The boys, cracker, straight off the pack. They scooped it up. He was sharking around there looking for it. Out to his brother, who's running like mad. There's a good tussle here. Oh, he's on his own now. There he goes. Go for it now. He turns around, has the scoop, sets it back up in the centre. They're up in there. No one can take the mark. Footscray now on the ground. It's, he intercepted McDonald trying very hard there. Handballing it out of the way there and trying to be picked up.
Atkins here with the ball.
And Atkins now sweeping around onto his left foot. Brings it up to the centre half forward. No, yes, is he going to pay the mark? The umpire's called play on. Footscray players really trying desperately now to scoop the ball out there. Really trying hard to get it down. Ball now picked up Wallace.
McPherson.
Over to McPherson now handballing. They've got the handball going. Purser, big kick into the centre half forward position now. They're having a look there at Baxter, trying his hardest to see what he can organise. Oh, there's ball up here. No, he's called it too high. Well, I thought he was sitting on the ball, personally. I really thought the Cracker should have got there, but nonetheless, he's decided to pay the ball to Baxter. Baxter's going to go back and have a shot. Well, I don't know whether he can make the distance. I doubt it. They're leading out with Beasley here.
Oh, nudge
Beasley,
there.
oh yes, how do you like it? They're really covering Beasley. No, he's taken, quickly.
Royal
Scooped off the pack by Royal. Around onto the right foot, straight through. Does it look good? The umpire's looking. It's a point. So there you go now. We have at the, what would you call, the 17-minute mark of the first quarter here at the Western Oval. Footscray 2 points, North Melbourne 1 goal, 4-10.
Steve McCann, possibly one of the best kicks in the side. I think I'd be looking for Ross Glendinning if I was him. And that's exactly where he's going. Straight down the guts of the ground to Ross Glendinning. Glendinning got the sit. Can't quite get the ball though. It's Royal again. Uses his pace. Tackled. Punched away by Hawkins. Back to Royal. On the left foot. Tackled there by Jimmy Cracker. Bamblett. Skillful player. All over him. The umpire will come in and bounce. Ackley quite content to just sit there and grab hold of that ball and wait for umpire Rich to come in and bounce. Footscray's attacking zone. They've kicked 2 balls. They've scored 2 points. One was rushed. Segler in the ruck. Tapped down, and the umpire has found a free kick, and it will go to Footscray. Rance
again. He's had a heap of kicks so far this quarter.
Impressive. High kick. Rainmaker. Ball on the ground. Off the ground by McPherson. Footscray's first. Kicked about 18 minutes into the quarter. And Steve McPherson can be a mercurial player.
Well, that was a very good shot, actually, the way he was able to just happen to be in the right place at the right time there. The ball dropped to the ground, straight off the boot through the goals. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? They're kicking goals off the ground, but when they're having deliberate shots, they can't do anything with them.
Well, of course, today is FA Cup final day in England, and Steve McPherson showing them exactly how to do it, drilling one right into the back of the net. North Melbourne through Segler get the ball down, but Purser comes out with it. He's playing a good first quarter. Glendinning, he's the star of the game so far.
That was
and a
unnecessary.
15-metre penalty. Uses the ball well. He's going straight out here to the flank. It's a lovely looking kick.
Norman.
And he finds his teammate in Rick Norman. Hand pass on straight away to Donald McDonald. McDonald tries to swing the ball around, and Phil Cracker looks at him, shakes his head, and there'll be a free kick down there taken by Brad Hardy in the back pocket.
Can't get over the number of bad kicks, Steve, on this quarter so far. Shocking.
It's a strange type of ground, and the players tend to run down and then kick straight out of bounds on the full. But Hardy's kick. McDonald underneath it, taps it over the back. Norman centres. Punch down. Coming through is Jonas, a dangerous player. Cops one around the head. The umpire says there'll be a free kick to Peter Jonas. He's about 25 to 30 metres out from goal. He hasn't had a set shot yet.
It was lucky that punch didn't connect too.
I don't think it would really matter all that much to Peter Jonas. Coming onto the ground at the moment is Phil Malin, making his first senior appearance for the year. He's replacing number 36, Matthew Hanbury, playing his first game. But here comes Jonas's kick. Ooh, hard one. The umpire's down there, one behind. 1-5 to 1-2.
It's a low-scoring game, Steve, at the 20-minute mark now. 8 points, Footscray, to North Melbourne, 11 points. The kick out now being taken by Kennedy. He was looking for someone to kick to there. Out right into the deep into the forward flank zone there. The players went up, but it's over the line and out. Lucky it was touched too.
Dougie Hawkins there right in the middle of the picture, went for the big fly, and he's had a cloud over him, and he's the player that Footscray really have missed this year, giving him that drive. But it's Kennedy who gets the punch down. Arsiri dodges nicely. Beautiful play. He's been a very good player this year for North. Ball punched down and punched towards the boundary line. Chasing it there, number 26 is Peter Baxter.
All right, we're in the forward pocket zone now. The game's been a bit scrambly. Both teams tend to be having quite tight back lines. The forward line's not been creative enough at all. The knockout there being tried, very difficult. Down to the ground. That's been scooped up. It's a shot for goal here.
Arsiri.
Yes, Arsiri looks like, yes, he's picked it up on a lovely goal too, and that was straight off the hands, the back of the pack. So that's the second goal now being kicked by North Melbourne. That takes them on to 2 there. The scoreboard was he had that wrong too. The scoreboard now, North Melbourne 2 goals 5 to Footscray 1 goal 2, and we're just currently at the 22nd minute mark of the first quarter here at the Western Oval.
Arsiri's a most improved player this year. I've seen him a couple of times, and that was a lovely piece of roving. Ball back down in the centre, umpire Howe. It's Purser who's dominated the centre knocks. Ball punched away and up forward again. Arsiri in with it again. Bustled out of the way, that time by Malin. Free kick, it'll go North's way to Arsiri. Silly bit of play by Phil Malin. He's too experienced to do that and could well have given away the penalty. Arsiri in the centre of the ground. He's looking for a lead. Generally uses the ball pretty well. Looking for Segler. And Segler comes out with it. That's
He's
a good
big
mark.
boy, isn't he? He's a solid-looking fella too.
That was a beautiful mark. And now let's have a look at this kicking style of his. He took a marker right in the first minute of play, and we saw him, he drops the ball onto his boot with just one hand, which leaves you so much margin for error.
It's a wobbly kick too, each time. And
He's a big boy. He's had plenty of pies for
Yes,
breakfast.
I'd say.
He comes in. Let's watch this style. 2 hands on the ball that time.
Very similar style to the Cracker Brothers, actually.
But unfortunately
Not
doesn't
as
put
straight
as
as
many
the Cracker
through.
Brothers, no, not at all.
2 goals 6. 8 scoring shots for 2 goals. 10 points the margin. 24 minutes gone in this first quarter here
Brad
at the
Hardy has
Western
just
Oval.
picked up a lovely mark there as it's kicked out the back. He slid to the ground. Brad looking to settle the players down there. Hardy taking his kick down to the wing position. The players are setting themselves up. Nobody can take the markers down to the ground. Arsiri again looked like he was being held, but the umpire's called play on. Arsiri again has picked up the ball. No. Umpire's pulled it up and said it's a free kick.
That's
And
Wallace.
that's going to be taken by Wallace. Wallace handballs over now to Jep. Oh, what are we doing here? Scooped around, intercepted. Oh, the Cracker brothers there running through. Oh, that's Jimmy Cracker trying his hardest. He fell over, couldn't quite keep control of the ball. And that makes sure that Saunders sees that ball over the line and at least gives him a chance for a bit of a throw in and settle the team down. Very loose play on the forward line. Really can't see much. If you have a look down now at the scores, balls are in, couldn't quite take it there. Scrappy play. Arceri again, he's into everything the last couple of minutes. He's not too happy with the umpire. They're looking at the screen. He would rather see that he got something for that. Umpire Howe to bounce the ball. In fact, he's throwing up the ball. Players settling themselves, jostling everywhere. No one can really get hold of the ball. Kennedy was caught with that. Umpire says, give it to me and we'll see what we can do. Fairley really keeping a close eye on Kennedy.
I like Fairley. I think he's a very impressive player. Here he comes now. Speak of the devil. Screws it back around towards the square. One man out. Poor mark. Lack of concentration. Norman screws it over his shoulder. And that's the third goal for North Melbourne. Kicked at the 25-minute mark by Rick Norman. Great piece of anticipation, but what a mistake down there.
That just goes to show you this sort of thing. He was in the right place at the right time. The mistake was there. He was ready to pick up the ball, scooped around. Luckily for him, he was able to get round on the right foot and a quick shot straight through goal.
I think a case of taking the eyes off the ball, and you can't afford to do that right on the edge of the goal square. And you look at the scoreboard and see a 16-point margin as umpire Rich comes in to bounce. About 5 minutes remaining in this quarter.
9 shots to 3 shots.
Ball down. Purser with a thumping punch out. Attempted to be tapped on by Rance. He couldn't quite get to the ball. Good tackle there. It's Cracker who comes out. Jimmy Cracker, beautiful play. Beautiful spin. Looking for his brother Phil. Phil 2 grabs at it. Can't grab it. Jonas in there too. Could have been dropping the ball. The umpire is content to let play it go on. It's Atkins gets the handball out. North Melbourne looking very confident up forward. Their kicking has let them down. Footscray will clear. But out here, looks like Donald McDonald running towards the boundary line. Can't keep it in play. The umpire has his hand up. There will be a throw in, Donald. Nothing you can do about it. Throw in, half forward flank, grandstand side. North Melbourne kicking with the aid of a relatively slight breeze.
Yes, there's not much in it here, and I really think that McDonald there was really hoping for a little bit of prey that no one saw that. They had the run of the ball at the time. Nonetheless, the players are settling themselves now. The umpire's about to throw the ball in. A little bit of jostling going on. It's pretty even tussle in the ruck here at the moment. Oh, tapped out by Purser. Down to the ground now and picked up by Malin. Malin's pushed back over the ground there. Oh, yeah, look at that. Norman picks it up again. Cracker taps it over beautifully. Lovely shot there by Jonas. Jonas drives the ball down into the forward pocket, into the square position. Brad Hardy makes sure that it's rushed over the line for a point. So now that takes the score on to Footscray. 1 goal to 8 points to North Melbourne, 3 goals, 7-25, and we're at the 27-minute mark of this first quarter. Won't be much time left to play now.
Kennedy drives the ball out to that outer flank. It's Doug Hawkins who punches the ball along the ground. Good piece of play over to Brad Hardy, the Brownlow medalist, on the left foot. Kicks it wide. He's looking for McPherson, but it's a great mark out there taken by Stephen Hickey. Hickey, centre wing position. That's a better looking kick. High flyers needed, high flyers found. And that's Peter German. As I said earlier, this boy is stamped with class. He's slow getting rid of the ball. Segler underneath it. Punched down by Kennedy. It's Phil Cracker. Watches the ball go over the line and out of bounds. North a little slow getting the ball up forward. They've had plenty of opportunities in this first quarter and kicked 3 goals from 10 scoring opportunities. The throw in. Front position, it's Purser. Has the ball tapped away from him. There's an umpire. The umpire has found a ruck infringement to Purser, who's had a very good first quarter indeed. High kick. Big jump. Good attempt down there. German gets the handball out to Spargo. High torpedo punt. Rainmaker. 1 against 2. Segler in there. No chance. Ball finally thrust out. Coming out with the ball now. Jep wide. Rance can't take the mark. He's had a good quarter. It's Rod McPherson who comes out with it. Just drop punt. Looking for his brother Steve. It's tapped down then by number 24, Stephen Hickey. The ball over the boundary line. Hello, Mum. All the people in the crowd.
So you can see yourself on the telly. So there's not much time to go in this quarter. In a very low-scoring quarter, I would give it a minute to go. The tap out there, down on the ground. Umpire has found a free kick. And I didn't pick up who that was then.
This is Stephen Wallace with the handball.
Yes,
over
Wallace.
to Brad Hardy. Now Hardy, let's have a look at Hardy's disposal this time. That's a lovely kick to Bamblett. He might be a bit match, might be quite match fit.
No, I don't think so, but he's certainly got the tenacity, and he's really trying there. Lucky to not get away with that one, but the umpire, Howe, has decided that he's going to bounce the ball. Bamblett looking very keen to get back into the seniors and stay there. Royal sitting down, waiting for Beasley going up against the pack there. Oh, look at that. And speak of the devil, too late. Bamblett trying to have a shot for goal, and that takes us out for the end of the first quarter here at the Western Oval. Footscray 1 goal, 8 points, trailing North Melbourne 3 goals, 7-25.
You're with Pro Football's match of the day out here at the Western Oval. Footscray and North Melbourne. North Melbourne leading after the first quarter, 3-7-25. Footscray 1-8. A woeful first quarter, really up forward for North Melbourne, kicking those 7 behinds. But with me is Greg Gill. And Greg, this coverage going right round Australia. Special hello to our friends in Darwin, in Bordertown. And those people in Bordertown, they won't know who to barrack for in the state game on Tuesday night. South Australia and Victoria.
Yeah, big chance, and the ball just been bounced up. Purser trying hard to scoot the ball out there. Picked up, kicked down towards the centre. Everyone flying up. Jimmy Cracker trying to get him. A fairly handball's out now. Picked up.
Dwyer it is.
Dwyer bounces the ball. Has a shot for goal. Is there anyone down there? Oh no, it's a shocking kick again. Ball overrun. Segler trying his hardest to push the ball through, and it's gone over the line for 1 point. So a very quick score to North Melbourne. A minor task, 3 goals, 8-26. Footscray 1 goal, 8 points. And don't drink too much while you're watching the game in those pubs, boys.
Yeah, remember, you've got to get home.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's a massive players on the Wallace tackling. The umpire, he's got Spargo on top of him. The umpire will come in. That's umpire Howe. Clear the bodies away. He's going to throw the ball up. He signals to the ruckman. Purser, I thought, has been Footscray's outstanding player in the first half. John Law, vice-captain of North Melbourne, taps it out to Brad Hardy. Hardy forced to kick almost over his shoulder. Kicks it high, ball taken away there. It's Donald McDonald ridden to the ground by Steve McPherson. There's Phil Malin in there playing his first game for the season. 35, Darren Baxter. Ball will be thrown in half-forward flank for North Melbourne, outer side of the ground. Quite a mild day out here at the Western Oval. The breeze, if anything, favouring Footscray this quarter, blowing down from the Geelong Road end down to the Barclay Street end. And it's Malin who kicks the ball out, looks for Royal. Royal unloaded over the boundary line. The umpire says there'll be a throw-in, no infringement.
He found his trouble there. Glenn Dinning was right down on top of him then, as the ball now is to be thrown in by the boundary umpire. Players are setting themselves. We've got McDonald going up against Purser, tapped down by Purser. Royal trying to pick the ball up, but laying all over the top, and the umpire says you better give it back to me.
Right in front of the Footscray coach's box, over on that far side of the ground, Mickey Malthouse. The boys all standing there watching the action right underneath them. The ball thrown up. Purser gets the tap down. He's got virtually every tap, and Rod McPherson runs the ball over the boundary line. And there you can see Mickey Malthouse up there in the front row, looking down. Wayne Walsh alongside him, and all the brains trust there watching the action as Purser palms the ball down, and he will take a free kick. The umpire says he was being held when he attempted to knock the ball down. A good-looking build of a ruckman. It's a huge torpedo. Looking for Beasley. Beasley at the back of the pack comes out with the ball. Rance down there. Glenn Jennings kick smothered. It's Steve McPherson who's kicked the only goal. Offline that time. Through for behind. Footscray, they move to 1-3-9. They trail North Melbourne by 17 points. And we're waiting for Steve McCann. McCann, dream start to league football, coming into the 1977 grand final sides. Played in both the draw and the replay. A premiership after only 4 games. It's Purser. Handballs it out. Donald McDonald with the arm up there by McPherson. And a free kick right down here. The half-back line.
By Norman, and Norman's going to go back and take that kick.
John Law.
Norman was involved, sorry. John Law takes a big kick now, driving it down past to the wing position towards the centre. It's scooped up off the pack now and kicked back into. Is anybody waiting there? Bamblett trying hard to fly for a mark. No one can take the ball. It's cleared now by Purser. The ball's gone over to a North Melbourne player in McDonald. McDonald now trying hard to handball back into the play. Picked up again. Picked up by Hickey. Hickey trying hard to clear the ball. Picked up by Cracker and running through. It's a big kick down to the centre half-forward position. They fly for the mark. Nobody can take the kick.
Oh, Atkins couldn't quite grab him. The umpire has found a free kick.
Yes.
Go to Graham Atkins.
Well, he was diving in for that ball. Yeah, he should be able to put this through. It's a pretty easy kick. Somebody looks a bit hurt there off camera. You can't quite see. It's a Footscray player in the hands of the trainer. He looks very sore too. Taking the kick now as he centres it up. Umpire's moved off to one side and it's through for 1 point.
Kicking practice for North Melbourne next week. They've kicked 3 goals, 9. 27. They lead Footscray. They should be leading Footscray by 6 or 7 goals at the moment. Kennedy puts the ball back in, straight down the ground. Not a particularly good kick. 2 North Melbourne players. It's Atkins again, gets the hand pass across. Oh, German. He's spoiled by Phil Cracker. Lines up, Peter German. And Kennedy right on the goal line. He'll take the mark. The clearing kick he was looking for to mail him.
Absolutely no pressure applied then whatsoever.
No, and he gets the pass out there. And it's straight out there to Darren Saunders.
We've got a bad injury while the game is going. There's a Footscray player being carried off the ground. We'll just try and pick it up and see who it is.
Well, I'll follow the ball down here as Brad Hardy picks the ball up, swings it back into play, and there'll be a throw in right under that coach's box on that outer wing. And we just go in here and see if we can pick out that player. I think it might be Baxter, number 26, Peter Baxter, being carried off, which is very bad luck for him because he was just beginning to figure prominently in the game. Coming on to replace him is Craig Somerville, making his debut for Footscray, a young kid who's fought his way up through the under-19s into the seniors in just 7 games.
Well, it was good to see that. Meanwhile, the ball is carried on now down, picked up by Glenn Denning. He goes back and is looking for someone to handball it to. The kick is now taken down to the full forward position. Oh, almost a one-hander taken by McDonald. Segler trying hard to scoop the ball out. Oh, Kennedy, he's a tough, tenacious player. And he picks up a free kick for his trouble too. So the kick now taken by McPherson, driving down to the flank position. Oh, intercepted beautifully by Glenn Denning. How good is this guy? Jonas
it was. Very similar haircut.
Yes, that's exactly what I was looking at. Oh, there's stacks on the mill there. I don't think that the umpire's going to be able to pick any free kicks out of that. Like, yes, they do look alike. I didn't pick the number. I just looked at the haircut.
Brad Hardy working very hard down there. The umpire, Howe, puts the ball down. Segler against Purser. Dead heat, that one. The umpire says there was an infringement. So we'll go to Purser. Purser challenging Glenn Denning as the best man on the ground at the moment. The pass is out here. He's going to kick it out to Peter Foster. In fact, he goes over Foster's head to McPherson. McPherson back to Foster. Foster on his left foot. A beautiful long kick. Ackley under it. Backed up well by Dwyer. Gets rid of the ball. Hand passes back to Ackley. Good play. Ackley's kick finds Arsiri. He's off like a rocket. Over to Phil Cracker. This is good play, North Melbourne. Now can we finish it off? Hardy. A beautiful mark there by Jim Cracker. Phil to Jim. The radar works.
Lovely chip in too.
Beautiful play. This guy's having a terrific game. Jim Cracker, about 40 metres out, kicking into a slight breeze. Just having a casual look around, looking for a pass, and there it is. German, hand pass to Arsiri. His second goal perhaps, or is it offline? 1 point only. 3-10.
That really wasn't necessary. I thought they overdid it then. Perhaps they were trying to open the play up a bit on their forward line, but I didn't see the point in that. I thought that Cracker could have gone back and had a big kick for that. There was plenty down there to take the mark.
Kennedy kicks out. He kicks wide. Big flyers. It's McDonald who punches it away. And that piece of play by Cracker, the way he cut in front of his Footscray opponent and took the mark, was just sheer magic.
Well, they're dangerous when they're down the forward line together, the two Cracker brothers, and that's how they deserve it too. Purser again looking for the tap out. The umpire's found a free kick, and this time he's found it in... is it going to Hardy? No, it's going to be picked up here and taken by Purser again. This is the second time. He's getting quite a few kicks in the tap outs. It's kicked down there. Oh, Glenn Denning again taking a lovely mark over the back. A real vice-captain's game, or acting captain today. Decides to play on, shoots the ball down to the centre half forward position. The players fly for the ball, it's over the back, and Cracker brother again is in there. Jimmy Cracker then handballs over.
Hit the post.
Not again.
Germans hit the post.
German, I was having a look at that, and I've got a post right in line here. So.
Well, I'll just fill you in on that one because that's the second time in a matter of minutes that Jimmy Cracker's found Peter German, once with a foot pass, once with a hand pass, and German on both occasions hasn't really finished it off all that well. The pass, here we go, North Melbourne back into attack. I can't believe that they're only leading by 19 points because they've had all the play. It's Phil Cracker looking for brother Jimmy. He'll let it hit the ground, falls over, holding the man surely. That's the way the umpire sees it. Umpire Howe has given the free kick to Jimmy Cracker, and when these two boys work in tandem, they're very, very hard to beat indeed.
Yes, and that was a fairly obvious free kick too. I mean, he had
the way he went to the ground, knocked the ball on, and then it was only a matter of time till someone grabbed him.
Well, I think Jimmy should make up for this time. He's had another pass again. Has he found anybody?
He has indeed.
Yes, he has in Fairley. Fairley's taken the mark, but it's bringing back on a tighter angle. I would have had a shot. Fairley now, looks to place the kick, and who's he found now?
Now this is German again.
German again. So German's going to make up for his last attempt.
Last two attempts, really.
Well, yes.
He's had plenty of chances. German, he's a matter of 35 metres out. That's a better looking kick. That's straight through the middle. Goal number 4. And North Melbourne moved to 4-11-35. Footscray 1-3-9. And a nice bit of play, and at last North Melbourne kicking straight 10 minutes into the second quarter.
Yes, that was a rather easy sort of goal. Footscray just not applying any pressure at all down on the back line. It's also interesting to see that North Melbourne at this stage have had 15 shots for goal, has 4 shots for Footscray, and it to me appears to be a backline game for North Melbourne. Their backline is very tight, and yet Footscray, I can't see them doing much in the way of attacking. Anyway, back in the centre of the ground now. The ball's up in the air, and Purser's a lovely tap out, but it's quickly slipped up and kicked down to the centre half forward position. Phil Cracker underneath it. Can he get it? No, he's outmarked. And that's taken by Saunders. Saunders now goes back to take a kick, looking for Brad Hardy. He takes a solid mark on his chest. Elects to play on. Kicking it out past the centre of the ground into the diamond. Players set themselves. Oh, Purser again. How many kicks has he had today? It's been in everything. Champion player. Oh, and there's a jostle for a mark. You'd have to look to playing that. The umpire said play on. Very unfair. Now he'll have to pull it up. I thought that was unfair. It was a man in front. He played the ball. Umpire Howe says no, I'll have it. And now he takes the ball.
Well, I think the only thing keeping Footscray in this game at the moment is the ruck play of Andrew Purser. And this man here, Glenn Dinning, has just been the perfect general across the half-back line. Their half-back line's been virtually impenetrable. And that's a very, very silly handball. Almost a hospital one, that one. And Atkins comes out with a free kick. Very fortunate to get out of that mess. Atkins. Nice looking drop punt. 3 North Melbourne players fighting each other for the ball. Fairley taps the ball up in the air. It'll be a free kick, and it will go Footscray's way, to be taken that time by Darren Saunders, I think.
Yeah, Saunders.
Punched down by McDonald. That half-back line, very hard to get past today. And this man's playing a great game. Ackley gets the ball out. He's ridden to the ground. Play on, says the umpire. The advantage rule coming in. Hardy's got the ball out there to McGuinness. McGuinness gets rid of it backwards over to Royal. Doesn't know what to do. Screws it around. Looks for Beasley. Over the top, through for a behind.
Well, it's easy to say that Beasley's been out of the game today because the ball hasn't been down on their forward line much today. And I noticed they've got McCann who's playing a very tight game trying to pull him up. McCann... very reliable, as Steve was saying before. He's played many premiership games. He knows what it's all about. And he's had a little short pass to McDonald. He's been brought down from the forward line. Donald elects to play on. A big kick over to the centre wing position. The Cracker brothers underneath, but Dwyer takes a lovely mark. And back to take his kick. Decides to play on. He's looking for anyone down there. Who's he got down here? Is Ross Glendinning? No, but it's over the line and touched. So it'll be in for a throw-in on the centre wing position in front of the grandstand here at the Western Oval. This game has been brought to you by Pro Football. Don't forget, if ever you want to support your club, you can get your tapes after the game or next week's game. You can order them. Just see your local hotel or local club and they can organise it for you.
OK, this free kick is going to Dougie Hawkins. Hawkins, one of the skilled players in the Footscray side. He's up there looking for Bamblett. North away again. Bad hand pass. Royal comes round on his left foot. Looks for the pass. Not a particularly good one. Ridden to the ground then is Rance, having his work cut out against Glendinning now. It's McGuinness, the South Australian Magarey medalist. He's caught, finally gets his boot to the ball. And Steve McPherson too far out to score, one would imagine. He's gone for the kick. It's fading just offline, through for a behind. 1-2 to McPherson of Footscray's 1-5. They trail by 24 points. North Melbourne should be 8 goals ahead, I should think, instead of the merest of 4.
Yes, absolutely. We're just coming up to the 14-minute mark. It's not what you call a high-scoring game today, considering the condition of the ground, and it's not windy.
And the wind's going straight up the middle of the ground, if anything. So
well, we've got a mark here. We just picked that up, been taken by Donald McDonald, who's playing a backman's game. He started off on the forward line, the full forward position, or centre forward position. Anyway, there's a strong mark being taken Yeah, I'm going to pick that up. Not too sure whether that was Baxter.
That's Spargo now.
Spargo now has got the ball, so we can get on with this. And North Melbourne are pretty happy to sort of see. Oh, there's a chip pass all on his own, unattended. How often have we seen this happen today? He picks up the ball now and driving it down to the centre half forward position. The ball is in the air. The players set themselves.
Yes, there was an infringement there before.
Yes, the man in front had to be paid too. He's a little bit of a push in the back. Elects to play on. Dwyer trying hard on his own. Got a chance to pick it up. Has to dodge around. Can't quite do it. Footscray really tackling hard now.
That's good play there by Hawkins. Gets it across to Wallace. Wallace on his wrong foot. Swings it in towards the centre of the ground. Poor play then, but finally it's Royal with the ball. He's ridden to the ground. The umpire says play on. It's Jonas back towards the centre of the ground, back to Norman. Kicks it out wide, looking for Atkins, who's nice and quick when he wants to be, and pretty slippery. Atkins runs around his opponent. Good play. Lines up, looking for Segler. Behind. Jimmy Cracker fires at goal right across the front. And the ball bounces just inside. And there'll be a throw in about 1.5 metres, 2 metres around from the North Melbourne behind post. We've been playing 15 minutes in this second quarter in pro football's match of the day at the Western Oval. It's Segler who takes the ball out of the air. The umpire says he's dropped it.
And as you can see, he never even had hold of the ball. He was pulled down to the ground, and the umpires decided that Kennedy had applied enough pressure for him.
Oh, that's woeful play,
Hand pass over to Hardy. Hardy now getting that ball. Oh, that's a shocking. Yeah, what's happened to the kicking today? I really have never seen it so bad.
You would think that Kennedy, with the aid of the breeze, would boot the ball right down the centre instead of that little hand pass over to Brad Hardy and the long way home, because it's the biggest ground in league football.
And as you can see, it served no purpose, but Purser, probably their best player for Footscray today, is trying his hardest to get the ball, but there you are. We're going to be a free kick. We'll be going to Saunders, who will go back and take his kick for being held when not in possession. Saunders now, umpire bringing back 15 metres for interference and wasting time. Dropping the ball down into the forward flank position. The players set themselves. It's picked up by Bamblett off the pack. Kicked over to the top. Players running through. Can't get their hands to it. North Melbourne player there.
Has to be in the back.
Yes, I would have thought so.
Ackley to take the free kick.
Ackley. Very similar looking guy to Ramsey too. Dwyer now takes the ball from the hand pass. Left foot kick. Can't quite pick it up. Malin trying his hardest there to do something with it, but the umpire says, no, look, I'll have it. So we're currently now sitting at the 16.5 minute mark of the second quarter. Very low scoring game, and I don't think I'll be speaking out of turn if I said the standard football hasn't been that high at all, Steve.
Well, for a team that finished third last year, Footscray is showing none of that class. And North Melbourne, a finalist. This could have been the match of the day last year. And really, Footscray have been abysmal today. They've kicked a 1-goal-5 in a quarter and a half. It's Brad Hardy, one of the few good performers, who taps the ball forward.
Yes, there's only 4 or 5 consistent players today playing for Footscray.
Found a free kick too. And the umpire says play on. Advantage rule straight into effect. The umpire, however, will pull it back. He said there's been an incident back down the field. Flattened is one of the Footscray players, and who will come out with the free kick. He's pulling the ball back, umpire Rich, right there on the left-hand side of your picture. Getting the tap from the trainer was Matthew Hanbury. The ball right back there on that outer wing, and that's Phil Malin, the former Carlton Premiership player. Malin, from South Australia originally, drives the ball in looking for Beasley, who's hardly had a sniff. Dropping the ball, the umpire lets play go on, and will bounce centre half forward.
Very interesting call that. I don't think Spargo could have gotten rid of the ball at all. He'd been caught cold. It did appear that way, but there's no way Noni had a chance to get rid of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but has last year's Norm Smith medalist Simon Beasley had one kick yet?
I don't think I have seen it, no. And in fact, it's not even looking like getting one. The ball has... anyway, well, we'll get back to that in a second. You've got McCann again doing his best to drive the ball out there through Arceri. Arceri now driving it down to the wing position. It's been tapped on. Players left, right and centre here trying to get hold of the ball. Very scrambly play. Purser again, as usual. Handball's out of trouble. Oh, a head-on match there. And a mark, and a safe mark taken by Royal. Hopefully he can find someone to kick it to. Yes, he's looking for Brad Hardy, uncontested. And that was very unnecessary, Glendinning, although I think it's a bit of an Academy Award there, Stuff.
Yeah, I think there was a bit more. I think there was a bit more Gregory Peck than Johnny Famishon in that one.
Well, that's what you get, you see, for being a Brownlow medalist.
An unusual little piece of footy trivia there. with the two West Australian Brownlow medalists, both wearing number 4.
That is good trivia.
Brad Hardy and Ross Glendinning.
A couple of champion players. I think any Western Australian will be very proud to know that they're from there.
Well, let's have a look at Brad Hardy. He's played a pretty reasonable game today with another West Australian, Andrew Purser. The reigning Brownlow medalist, Brad Hardy, comes in. He's kicked straight through the middle, and that cuts the gap just that little bit more. 18 points the margin now as Footscray moved to 2 goals, 5, 17 behinds, trailing North Melbourne 4-11-35 on the Pro Football scoreboard.
Yes, well, that was quite interesting. Brad Hardy was left uncontested then as he took a fairly easy mark. It remains to be seen now exactly what's going to happen. You've got North Melbourne really having most of the play today, and yet, as you can see, there's really only two or three goals the difference, 18 points the difference. You wouldn't have thought so. Straight kicking. Well, there's a free kick there has been found, and Segler is to take the kick from the centre bounce. Segler now driving the ball down is an awkward kicking position.
Jonas.
Strong mark taken by Jonas. Jonas being jostled, but the umpire says no 15-metre penalty. Looks for a pass and he finds Jimmy Cracker.
No, that's Phil.
Beg your pardon, Phil. Sorry, Phil.
Well,
Right.
Phil won't make the distance there, one wouldn't imagine. He's looking everywhere for a pass. He's looking for Jimmy. That's a big, high torpedo. It didn't make the distance, but there's a mark down there in the square. The umpire, however, says no.
Well, I thought that
Too many
McDonald
hands
looked like
on
he
it.
might have got his hands to that, but
Now, this would be a good piece of defensive ruck play here, I would think, by Purser, who will belt it straight through the middle. McDonald picks it up off the side, one behind. 4-12-36 the score. McDonald has kicked 3 behinds, and that margin is now 19 points. We're at the 22-minute mark of the second quarter, and the Footscray captain, Rick Kennedy, is in a bit of a quandary. He's persevering with the short pass and paying the penalty. The umpire, however, says there will be a free kick.
he had to look for Purser. There wasn't too many other players there. The look settled to be able to take a strong mark, and they've got to get that ball down to their goal-to-goal line. Royal trying very difficult
look
there.
at that. Schoolboy stuff, that.
Yeah, very much.
We've got the North Melbourne coach, John Kennedy, in the box right alongside us, and he was furious. He's been not a very happy man so far in this match. John Law underneath that, tries for the one-hander. The hand pass across from Spargo. Roscoe Glendinning, ever so easy. Decides on the bounce. He'll get good support from Steele. Goes wide. He's looking for one of the Cracker boys. It's Jimmy. Donald McDonald there. The hand pass out, this time to Norman, who's a talented player, the former Queenslander. Swings it around on his right boot. Over the top. Not a particularly good pass. An air kick. Had one of those last week at Kingston Heath. The ball on the ground. The umpire coming in and will bounce.
Yeah, well, that interesting bit of football here. I find it amazing. The standard today is not what you'd expect from two clubs such as this, and it was also the other point you made about Kennedy. I'm just listening to him now bellowing away. He's not happy with the way North Melbourne are playing at all.
Oh, especially that with Andrew
Yes.
Purser going up uncontested.
Yes.
Malin just lets go of the ball. It rolls over the boundary line. There's Phil Malin on
Be
the
interesting
ground.
to see what they do to contest Purser. They're going to have to stop him. I mean, although Footscray are not getting any connection with the ball, they certainly are getting first touch of it. And
Well, Fairley now will watch the ball go out. But you watch this next ruck duel. We'll watch Andrew Purser go up. He'll probably contest against Peter Jonas, who's giving away about 3 or 4 inches. And Jonas has also given away 3 or 4 free kicks. Tim Jepp cutting Jonas out. And that could almost have been a Shepherd. But he's far too talented. It's Royal who gets the hand pass out to Malin. Malin's fairly well protected. Then as he swings it around on his left foot, Segler down there. He can't do anything. Bamblett. Lell swings it back looking for McGuinness. McGuinness underneath it, takes the great mark. The hand pass over to Simon Beasley. Beasley runs into an open goal. First kick, first goal. And Footscray moved to 3-5-23. They trail North Melbourne 4-12-36.
well, there you have it. There's Simon Beasley's first kick, although I wouldn't say that was Simon Beasley's goal in the true sense. That was started from Bamblett, snapping it off the pack here from a mark that was set up.
Oh, and a beautiful mark down there. When we look at McGuinness take that mark again, the way he used his body, got underneath the ball and then swung the hand pass over to Beasley, and Beasley just added the cream to the cake.
McCann was committed to come down the ground, leaving Beasley on his own, but there you have it. There's a first kick for Simon Beasley for the day, and there's the first kick he's had as a goal. That's the job of full forwards in 1 out of 1 so far.
Nothing in this game, 13 points the difference. North Melbourne should have had it sewn up 10 minutes ago. They're 4-12 on the Pro Football scoreboard. Footscray 3-5. The ball back down again. Wallace going through, can't quite get to it. the umpire will come in and bounce again. A bit gluey in the middle there in the central pitch area. Umpire Howe waiting until the players sort themselves out. Trying to spread things out a little, having a chat to a couple of the players. Donald McDonald going in, Purse, a beautiful tap over the back to Hawkins, swings it round on his left foot. He's a beautiful player, Dougie Hawkins, when he gets going. McGuinness again, magic play from the Magarey medalist, goes wide, looking for Beasley. Beasley in the front position. Oh, good play then by McCann, over the top. A punch away, Atkins comes through, goes wide out towards the wing position. Jonas bustled out of the way, he'll recover well. Jep looked as though he had hold of him by the foot, recovers well, gets the kick around, not a good kick. Hand pass then by Stephen Hickey. Atkins coming right into the game in this quarter. Purser, one of the best on the ground, unloaded then by Jonas. Could have been a push in the back, holding the man decision, and that's the way it'll be. Dougie Hawkins back towards the centre of the ground. Not a good kick, Doug. Not the sort of thing we'd expect from a state wingman. Push in the back, free kick go North Melbourne's way, looks like Norman.
McPherson put under a lot of pressure then and he couldn't get rid of the ball. The ball now played on down to the centre position there, and a safe mark there taken. Handball played on, picked up, left foot kick. No one out there, it's a paddock. We've got anybody's chance here to get to the ball. They're all rushing to it. McCann is coming out to tackle. Oh, McCann playing a very solid backman's game, unsettled them nicely then. That ball will go over the line and out of bounds.
That interception then against Ackley's hand pass is one of the rare times you see Ackley just fade under pressure, but usually he's hand passing in the back line.
All credit due to McCann coming down from the back line then to break that up. There's Royal having a shot for, oh look at that, he's having a shot down to the centre half forward position. He's out of line, over the line and out of bounds on the full. Very rare that you see this. That's the third time that I've seen Royal kick out of bounds on the full today, which is rather unusual for Rover.
There are some of the people, they could be from Bordertown there in the front row, so if you're watching the game, there's a bit of a fight on behind play. Jimmy Cracker shaping up, and he's got a little bit of fire in him, Jimmy, and he's just having a word or two to Darren Baxter. And the umpire coming in to sort things out. North Melbourne runner going in. I think North Melbourne are only too aware of the fact that this man, Jimmy Cracker, is the ticket, their passport, maybe to a finals berth. John Law and McPherson. The umpire coming in again. That's umpire Howe. Try to cool down some hot heads. I don't think there was anything in either of those incidents. Just a bit of boys will be boys. Down again. I don't think that North Melbourne are being rattled as Malin swings the ball forward. Bamblett has the ball off. It's Ackley, punches towards the boundary line. Could well have been intentional, but too far away, and the umpire says, no, we'll throw it in. I think if he had been 5 yards closer, it might have been a free kick.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, he mightn't have got away with it had it been closer to the goal line, but nonetheless, the umpire now throws the ball in. Up in the ruck, the ball is punched down, will go over the line and out of bounds again. Well, we're running into the 27-minute mark of the second quarter with the scores, Footscray 23 points, trailing North Melbourne 36. As they go up in the ruck again, it goes over the line again. This is hardly what you call an exciting piece of football right now, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of defensive play there by the North Melbourne side, because they realise there's only a minute or so to go in this quarter.
So the ball being attacked now, players everywhere. That's picked up and played down the line by Wallace. Wallace driving the kick down to the centre there. Hickey couldn't quite take the mark. Was Hickey, was it?
That's Wallace going in there now. Other side. He gets a hand pass out to Hawkins. Hawkins back to McPherson. McPherson under plenty of pressure. Awful football. Footscray back into attack. And it's Wallace again. The hand pass out here. And this is the chance now for Footscray to go right into attack.
Royal.
I don't know if that was Royal out there. I think that might have been Darren Saunders. Running back, and there's a bit of a dust on back there on the wing position. Phil and Jimmy Cracker. The umpire's book has come out. There has been a player reported, I would gather from the situation, but it may well be Phil Cracker. And Jimmy Cracker's in there being placated by Jonas.
Well,
Doug Hawkins is also being informed that a report has been made.
It's interesting that he took Phil Cracker's number when Jimmy was the one originally involved in an incident just 5 minutes earlier.
Could be a bit of brotherly love there. But
the book's
things
going back
certainly warming up here a little. 12 points the difference. Footscray coming back into the game in this quarter when they look down and out. The ball with Ackley at full back. Purser underneath it. Just a little too far underneath it. It's Royal that time. A hand pass out. Hawkins handball intercepted then. Jimmy Cracker with the ball. The umpire will come in and put the ball down for a bounce. 29 minutes gone in the second quarter. Pro football's match of the day out here at the Western Oval between Footscray and North, and the way things are looking, it could be a thrilling second half. No attempt to get rid of it. In my humble opinion, that could well have gone against the Victorian wingman Doug Hawkins.
Yes, Dwyer was certainly placing the pressure, and then as the umpire throws the ball up in the air, Purser once again gets the tap out. That's the ball's a bit scrambling. It's been no, the umpire's found a free kick.
Hawkins again will take the ball.
And he's going to go back now. What's he going to do with it? There's nobody to kick it to. He's looking for someone. He's taking a big kick over to the centre half forward position. Hardy underneath. Beasley pushed in the back as the siren goes for the end of the second quarter here at half-time at the Western Oval. Pro football game today between Footscray and North Melbourne. Footscray 3 goals, 6-24 points. Trailing North Melbourne 4 goals, 12-36.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores. Real footy gear, real footy accessories, real footy supporters gear too, in all club colours and badges.
Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at leading stores.
All right, here we are with the beginning of the third quarter here from the pro football game out at the Western Oval, and there's a bit of interesting information you found out before we start this quarter, Steve.
Well, Keith Gregg just came in, one of the North Melbourne coaching panel, to tell us that Jimmy Cracker had his number taken in that dust-up late in the second quarter for eye gouging. Doug Hawkins evidently the recipient, and there's been a real crackdown amongst the umpires over eye gouging as this third quarter in pro football's match of the day at the Western Oval gets underway, and the man in question, Jimmy Cracker, gets the ball straight onto his boot. North Melbourne, an attempt there by Dwyer running past, couldn't quite grab the ball. Glendinning with a big punch away. He's had 5 marks. Jimmy over to Phil, over to Norman. Good play, North Melbourne. Norman off the side of his boot, not finishing it off well, and a very disappointing and dismal kick, and it's marked by Matthew Hanbury. Hanbury's kick, I won't even make one comment about that as it goes towards the boundary line. Scooped up by Darren Saunders, and there'll be a throw-in. And that scoreboard, the pro football scoreboard here, Footscray on the way back there, 3-6-24, North Melbourne 4-12-36.
As we take the tap out now, and we see the ball not picked up by anybody. Malin trying his hardest to get the handball out. Is now picked up. There's a shot for goal coming through. How does it look? No,
Atkins it was.
And Atkins put a point through on the score now, so we're taking it now to the not even quite the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. Footscray 3-6-24, trailing North Melbourne 4 goals 13-37.
The key to this game has been the defence of North Melbourne. Ross Glendinning and David Ackley across the half-back line. A one-hander almost pulled in by Hawkins. And now for Footscray to stay in this game, they must try and hold North Melbourne out as they have the wind, which has picked up quite considerably. And they have the wind for this last time. Looks like McPherson kicking the ball high towards the wing. Punch back by brother Steve. It's Brian Royal, former state rover, on the left foot. Drives it down looking for Bamblett. Bamblett too slow. In front is Ross Glendinning, taking his 6th mark for the match. Kick number 7 to Glendinning, doing a good job on Rance at centre half back. Former Brownlow medalist back in the North Melbourne side after quite annoying injuries kept him sidelined earlier in the year, and he's the type of class player. And there are a number of class players they have out: Schimmelbusch, Larkin, Holt, just to name a couple, and they're missing them badly. It's Jepp coming out of the pack, the former Richmond defender, and Donald McDonald takes the mark.
Well, Donald McDonald, it's hard to see him picking him up there. He started off in the forward line, then the back line. Now he seems to be sitting around the centre somewhere. A big driving kick now down to the centre half forward position. There's a lovely strong mark there, and that's been taken by Fairley. Fairley going back now, big kick. Has he got anyone down there? There's a bit of jostling going on. Nobody able to take the ball. Keary, has he been able to grab this one off the pack? No worries about that. It's a lovely goal there to North Melbourne, and Keary's 2nd goal for the day, taking North Melbourne now 5 goals 13 in ahead of Footscray 3 goals 6-24. That's a lead of 19 points that North Melbourne have now got a handy lead too. Footscray really are going to try hard to open up the attack in this quarter. They need to do something. Generally speaking, the first half of the game, the standard of football has been a bit scrappy. Lots of kicks out of bounds on the full. But there was a good shot for goal, a lovely pick-up by Arkiri off the pack. Quickly snapped onto the right boot and through she went.
Umpire Howe about to put the ball down in the middle. About 3 minutes gone in this third quarter here at the Western Oval. It's Purser again, dominated every knockout. Jimmy Cracker over to brother Phil. They don't waste any time. Phil puts the ball onto the ground, onto his left foot, kicks it out wide. Not a particularly good kick for such a skillful ball user. And John Law is judged to have dropped the ball. Play on straight away, Peter Foster. His kick and the mark taken by Rance. Been an interesting duel down there with Rance and Glendinning. Rance's kick intercepted by his opponent Glendinning. Can't quite grab the ball. That should be in the back or on the back of the neck. That's the way it is. Hand pass out there by Hanbury. Footscray into attack, looking for McPherson and finding him. Talented player McPherson. He's looking for Beasley. Beasley in the back position. McCann, tall, experienced, and silly play, Simon.
There he is.
But Stephen McCann, cool, very cool player at the best of times. Plays on. Donald McDonald is the target. McDonald slowing things down, and Beasley just getting a little hot under the collar, old Beezer. And that's Wallace pushed in the back. The umpire says play on. Hardy unloaded. Yeah, free kick. And the free kick is going to go to Brad Hardy.
He did extremely well to recover from that, didn't he? He had been squeezed out by two players, but managed to quickly recover then to tackle. Takes his kick now down the centre forward. Beasley flying for a mark, but he's got two North Melbourne players in front of him trying to pull him up. And there we see Baxter trying to get hold of the ball. He's lying all over the ground. Spargo walks away, but the umpire said, I'll have it. So here we are. We've got umpire Rich throwing the ball up in the air. Oh, Cracker there, Phil Cracker, Jimmy Cracker, I should say, is trying to get hold of the ball. McPherson has a shot for goal. It's offline, and again in defence, solid in defence all day. McCann, he stopped Beasley.
Fight on in the back of the forward pocket. I'll keep an eye on the fight. You keep an eye on the football.
Okay, North Melbourne now kicking the ball down to the centre wing position almost, and there's a lovely mark taken in front by Hawkins. He's really lifted his game since that little incident with the umpire. Royal picking up the mark now, set his down, hoping to see if he can clear things. He was looking for Beasley then, who really just doesn't look very confident today at all.
Okay, well, Royal's too far out to score. He'll be looking for a lead. I think McCann's played him superbly. He's calling for the lead. He's going to run round the man on his mark. He needs plenty of pace. He's run 35 yards, lined them up. Royal hits the post.
How much luck do you need there, Steve? I mean, there you go. There's a beautiful piece of play as Steve was calling that then, and it hit the post.
Yes, behind the play before we saw Stephen Hickey and Steve McPherson just having a bit of a shoving match. The boundary umpire right on the scene. Glendinning, kick number 8, goes wide. He's looking for and finds Peter Jonas. Jonas is
just checking his collar size, I think, Steve, yeah.
Well, Jeff's been given the job of tagging Jonas all day. Hasn't done a bad job, but well, Jonas hasn't kicked a bag of goals. In fact, he's kicked one behind. Punch down, Wallace taps it down to Rod McPherson. McPherson looking for the way out of that little web. It's Malin. Bad hand pass, all the pressure in the world. Rod McPherson got some time there. Where's the talk? He's flattened after he gets rid of the ball. The umpire keeps an eye on things. Oh, and down we go, McPherson. Tapped towards the boundary line by Lell, and there'll be a throw in. Little Lally Bamblett. The throw in, half forward flank. Geelong Road end of the ground. Footscray kicking into a slight breeze. Donald McDonald gets one of the few knockouts for the day as German has kicked number 14 straight up in the air. Brad Hardy showing all the cool and poise. He sits there and takes the mark.
He's been fairly consistent today, Brad.
Been a very, very good player. Second best, I think, to Purser. His kick up towards centre half forward. Bamblett goes up 15 minutes early. High kick. Underneath it is Fairley. He calls for it. Jonas tries to trap the ball. Finally comes out, and the umpire will come in and say, let's bounce. Umpire Dennis Rich, wing position, members side of the ground. We've been playing 10 minutes into this third quarter of pro football's match of the day at the Western Oval between Footscray, who are 3-7-25, North Melbourne 5-13, poor kicking 43, and North looking for a place in the 5. Jeff hands the ball to the umpire. will have a throw in. Another good opportunity to have a look at Donald McDonald and Andrew Purser in action. Nice tap there by Purser, intercepted by North Melbourne. Ball towards the boundary line. Atkins will be over the line first, and we'll have a throw in as the ball goes into North's attacking zone.
I don't think that Purser is really bothering to try and tackle Purser. I think they're trying to play to his ruck play. It's pretty hard to see anyone beating him today. As we can see from this throw, more than likely he'll probably get this one as well. No, actually, it's proved me wrong. But nonetheless, it wasn't an effective tap out. The ball's kicked high in the air, fairly trying to get hold of that underneath the ball. Players on the ground everywhere. Footscray fellas really getting desperate now and trying very hard to lift their game to bring it up to North Melbourne in this quarter. Umpire elects to throw the ball up in the air, indicating how greasy the ground is at the moment. Purser again, uncontested, scooped up in the air and kicked down on the ground by Hanbury. Sorry, I said Hanbury. It should have been Atkins, but it went over the line and out of bounds.
Now, we'll have a look this time at Segler. There's Segler pointing there. Segler going up there. Front position. It's Purser who pushes it down. Atkins bustled towards the boundary line. Hardy, can't fool him all the time, can you, Brad?
I was watching Segler. I think Segler would be the only man that they can probably have to compete with Purser, but by the same token, they really are leaving him down on the forward line to try to get some sort of drive.
He's a big lad, Segler, as you can see there. He'd probably match Purser for height. He certainly looks heavier, but the ability, of course, is the overriding factor. The umpire says that Purser has put his hand over Segler's shoulder, and young Segler, David Segler, has had 2 set shots at goal. He's kicked 2 behinds. His pants are a bit tight. He gives himself a bit of an adjust, and he lines up from 25 metres out, a third adjust. They are a tight pair of shorts, David. We'll have to do something about
this guy's
those.
got more moves than Salmon when he's going for a kick.
Here he comes, David Segler. Oh, the umpire, 15-metre penalty. And
2 men on the mark, I think.
And also Brian Royal a bit close. Now, David Segler should not miss this. They're pointing to Brian Royal, who is over on the boundary line. Not quite sure what the reason was for that one, but Segler has been moved to within a yard and a half. He's on a 45-degree angle. Chance for North's 6th goal. Slides it through. Well done, David Segler, his first goal. North Melbourne moved to 6-13-49. They're 24 points ahead of Footscray, the same margin as they led in the second quarter. Footscray 3-7-25, and that's on the Pro Football scoreboard here in the match of the day at the Western Oval.
Yes, that was an interesting goal, that one. Footscray could ill afford to have that kick taken on the forward line there, and that free kick, I thought it was a bit techo. I thought Purser really wasn't that hard on his shoulder, but the umpire saw it differently. But there you have it. There's another score on the board. It's only been 6 goals, and we're into the 10-minute mark of the third quarter. Not a high-scoring game.
No, a fairly ordinary standard game at the moment. But Footscray got back to within 2 goals. They couldn't go on with it. North Melbourne, with the aid of this breeze, which has dropped it's been on and off all day, the breeze. And Purser dominated in the ruck, giving away that free kick, which resulted in a goal to Segler just a moment ago. The umpire Howe will bounce again. Fairly sticky, fairly holding piece of ground in the middle, and lovely tap over the back. The umpire has found a free kick. This time the ruck infringement will go to Purser, who in my mind is miles and away the best player on the ground at this stage. His handball over to Royal. Royal on the right foot. Woeful kick straight up in the air. Punch down. McGuinness balks. That's Jepp. Handball over the back. Here comes Atkins. Atkins, the speedster, just shows how slippery the ground is. Goes wide. He's looking for Segler. Segler in the front position. Takes down the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Not a great decision. It's Kennedy who goes wide, looking for and finding Hawkins. Hawkins is off. The interstate wingman. He's a dasher and one of the best handballers in league football. The side's on the left foot pass. He's looking for Bamblett. Bamblett in the front position. Taps on. Law in front. Law, clever play, John Law. Steadying play on the half-back flank. Formed an impenetrable barrier down there today, and the mark is taken by Matthew Hanbury. Hanbury plays on straight away. Here's the chance again for Footscray. 2 of them. Baxter, his kick. It's a beauty. It's a goal. Footscray 4-7-31. North Melbourne 6-13-49.
Well-earned kick, that one, Steve, too. They really struggled hard to get down there. The North Melbourne backline tightened up. They had one bite at the cherry, stopped by Law, and then a second time, and away they went. And they got that one through nicely. It was a lovely shot by Baxter, and that makes Footscray, makes it a little bit more respectable now. 18-point, only trailing 3 goals. With a low-scoring game, that still is a large margin to pick up.
Well, I tipped Footscray today, and I thought they were a better side than their results in recent weeks. And I think they're right in this game. If they can put another one on the board, 2 quick goals makes all the difference. Purser, he's in there again, gets it out to Malin. Clever play. Front position, good attempt then by Ackley. Coming through, Glendinning, classic footballer, aims for the boundary line. 2 players in the race. It's Norman and Wallace. Fairly in front, tapped down cleverly. Jimmy Cracker going through, he'll pick it up, no worries about that. Hand pass across to Atkins, play on, advantage rule. German in the centre, steadies. Goes out wide to Arsieri, kicked a couple of goals already. He's out there on Doug Hawkins, he'll steady. McDonald calling for the ball at centre half forward. He's covered by Hardy. Arsieri won't make the distance. Right up in the square, Segler's there, tapped over the back. I think I would have looked for McDonald on that occasion.
Yes, when the chips are down, and certainly McDonald can get up there and take a good mark. Segler, though, I thought he was unlucky not to have been paid a mark earlier in front there. Nonetheless, it's 3 for a point, and now we see the kick out being taken by Kennedy again. It's picked up and then kicked down the ground and across to the forward flank, almost a wing ball. A nice little one-hander there, picked up, scooped up and kicked through to Hanbury. Hanbury now decides to play on, and he's looking for Rance, and Rance now is taking the ball. Left foot kick. Beasley, a little bit of a trip up there, but nonetheless it doesn't really matter because Ackley has chipped in there to take a nice safe mark in defence. He elects to play on now, and he's picking up the player in Steele. Steele now driving forward down to Purser over the back. Can he get the mark? No, he can't. The ball's on the ground. The umpire blows his whistle. Umpire Rich has decided it's about time he had a touch of the ball. Bit rough, I thought, that decision. In fact, Kennedy next door seems to be thinking the same thing.
Ross Glendinning coming off the ground to see the doctor, I would think. And he's back on again, North Melbourne. Dangerous piece of play. They're sending him down to the forward line. Norman in the front position here. Now Glendinning's all by himself if they can get the ball to him. Play on in the centre of the ground. The umpire's found a free kick. Going to Footscray. Footscray are away. Jepp with a long hand pass. Over to Wallace. Wallace's kick. He's flattened after he gets rid of the ball. Nolly Bamlett's there. Bamlett on the half-forward flank. They've missed his bite the first 6 games of the season. He's going to go for goal. He's pointed at the big sticks. He's lining up from 45 to 50 metres out. If he gets onto it, slight wind in his face. Les Bamlett comes in. No, he's offline. Down there. The kick for goal. He's put it through. McGuinness. Footscray, 5-7. 37. Only 13 points down. And that was the second goal they needed.
Very important goal too. That goal snapped off the pack again, as you can see it on the replay now. Very hard, very well needed goal, that one. Footscray to stay in this game had to get 2 quick goals, and they've done just that in the last couple of minutes. And at the 15.5-minute mark of this third quarter, Footscray are looking in with a chance now with only 13 points of difference. As we see the ball come back in. There's been another free kick this time. How many times? That's the 3rd time today.
Well, I think now as McPherson takes the ball at centre half forward, the move of Glendinning down to centre half forward to give them a bit more bite up forward. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's McPherson. His kick up there looking for Beasley. Beasley tried to jostle his opponent. McCann's played him beautifully today. He's conceded only 1 kick. It was 1 goal, and it was a hand pass over the top. But only a goal, 2 goals the difference.
Footscray with their tails up a bit now.
I've got every feeling that Footscray might just snatch this game. German flies high over the top. Push in the back. No, says the umpire. North Melbourne players spoiling each other down there. The umpire comes in, bounces at centre half forward. And we've been playing 17, 18 minutes. Third quarter, pro football's match of the day. And what a game it's turning into. Purser taps it out wide. Arsieri overruns the ball, picks it up. He's got Jepp to contend with. Hand passes over the front. Jonas caught with the ball. Norman taps it between his legs. It's Arsieri again. Push the ball. He's held, but he's not in possession of the ball. There'll be a free kick. Play on, says the umpire. Holding the man. No, it's Foster up high. Here's a chance for Jepp. Ball bounces awkwardly for him, and the umpire will come in and bounce centre wing position.
Well, that's an incredible piece of football. Then I saw the umpire let 3 things go. Perhaps they were to balance the game up, who knows. But he's decided to ball it up now, or is he going to throw it up? He's going to ball it up there. Up in the ruck they go. The tap down, no one can get hold of it. The players everywhere. Wallace is trying his hardest to get hold of it. Law. Scraps on the mill. No, Malin too late. Oh, Wallace has taken
Footscray.
They're
15 or
vocal.
16,000, but they've come to life with a vengeance.
McDonald out to
minutes.
attack Purser in the ruck up then. McDonald, a lot of heart, the only man who can probably give Purser a run for his money. And a couple of changes made by Kennedy, but he's pissed off.
Ball down. McDonald. Purser comes out with a hand pass to Jeff. No. Dummy. Baxter. Here's the chance now for Malin. Malin over to Royal. Royal looks for the pass over to Beasley. Beasley in position this time. He's pushed over. He can't hold the mark. McCann. And good play then. Cool play by Stephen McCann in the crisis, because Royal was burning downfield, and McCann has played a terrific game today on last year's VFL top goal kicker. It's McGuinness. McCann coming through again. Tackled vigorously by Bamblett. Hardy. Hardy lines up. The kick offline. 1 point the result.
Oh, how much luck do you need? They've had a lot of sitters today, and Hardy there, he had it set. Not a man that would normally miss a kick like that as a setup. Footscray have really lifted their tails. They're right back into this game now. They want to give North Melbourne a real run for their money. The umpire, of course, has been doing his best, because the game's been a bit scrambly the last 10 minutes. A lot of pressure. Kick out by McCann out of the centre wing position. Oh, nobody could take the mark. Tapped over the back by Percy. McDonald trying his hardest. Malin scoops up the ball. Handballs, under pressure. Again, Purser picks up, breaks out of the pack, gets the ball to boot. No one can take the mark. There's a mark under, handballed under pressure. The chase is on now to see who can get hold of it. McGuinness trying his hardest there.
I've heard big raps on McGuinness, the Magarey medalist from South Australia. He's shown in glimpses that he is a good little player. Now's the perfect opportunity for him to come good with one of those big game performances. The tap down over to Malin. Here's the chance now. Over to Hardy again. The pass is on. He lines up. Oh, touched on the line by McCann. And what a game Stephen McCann's playing in defence.
It was a beautiful save. It was a diving soccer
FA Cup final night tonight, and we're seeing the best of it here at the Western Oval.
Well, there's certainly Footscray really getting back into this game now, and McCann's got his hands full. Beasley's even getting his tail up. But I noticed the crowd's becoming very vocal too, Steve. Here
the
they
ball
go.
Down. Here's the chance again. The hand pass out to Malin, who's become the prime mover in this quarter. Over to Brian Royal, lines up. His kick looks good. A goal of difference. Footscray, 6-10, 46. They trail North Melbourne by 4 points, and North Melbourne's bad kicking in the first quarter and a half is beginning to tell. They've got Glendinning down in defence, and they are beginning to be in something of a problem. In fact, I think Ross Glendinning might have even come off the ground.
He was limping earlier. They did put him down to the full-back position, but I don't think that was really where he should have been. In fact, the moment that they moved him out of the centre-half forward position, things started to come unstuck.
Centre-half back.
Centre-half back.
It's Malin again. He's played a big quarter. Jimmy Cracker, the punch. Footscray looking more like the team that finished third in the VFL competition last year. Give me my head back, please. And the umpire says there'll be a free kick. Strange decision. Matthew Hanbury, I should say. As the decision going against him, and Peter German. German's kick, wobbly. Hardy all over the ground. He was underneath that one. Segler down there. Rick Kennedy. Bit of the fumbles, Rick. Segler taps it out. Arsiri trying hard. Segler again using his weight to bullock his way through towards the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Forward pocket for North Melbourne, and do they need a goal to steady?
Certainly do. I would think that North Melbourne right now, their forward line, they've really got to get a goal here to stay in this game, because Footscray have got to run on in this particular quarter. Anyway, the ball's tapped out. Very strong tap out. It picked up in defence. North Melbourne now picked up the ball, kicking into the centre position there. I can't see who that was. It looked like McCarthy. McCarthy trying his hardest, but has been pulled out of the pack. Kicks clear into the centre. 2 Footscray players uncontested there. How much time do you need? Nice little handball over to McPherson. McPherson picks up Hawkins, who's running like a lamb. Right down over the back there. A big kick down to the forward flank position. Bamblett trying to get underneath it. Oh, he picks up the ball, grabs it out of the pack off the centre. Running around the pack now, drives it into the centre half forward position. Who does he find there all on his own? Nobody who couldn't get marked there, but Royal looked like he could have then. And kick the ball and get the thing right down in the centre is what we're hearing Kennedy saying. As Spargo did his best to clear the ball. Now picked up by Malin. Malin now driving the ball. This ball's going everywhere. They're really fighting it out now.
Well, Bamblett now's got the ball, and Bamblett and Malin have come into their own. Beasley has the ball snatched away from him. Oh my gosh. And it's Malin again. And I tell you what, that Malin has made all the difference in this quarter. I reckon he's had 6 or 8 kicks, and he's really fired them. This fellow McGuinness is doing well. He's kicked a goal, which fired them up. Back to Malin. Killing them, Malin. The kick is poor. It's intercepted there. Beasley showing the most life he's shown for the whole match. Dives on top of it, and we'll have a ball up. Another goal here to Footscray, which set the scene for a remarkable finish. And we've got a player being carried off down here. Peter Foster is off, and on is Craig Somerville playing his first game. Here's a chance now. Hand pass over the top to Norman. Somerville sent in there to contest straight away, but North coming out of defence. Didn't quite see that one coming. Kicking now, John McCarthy. High kick. And nice try. Jonas caught with the ball. The hand pass out finds German. That McCarthy again. McCarthy on the left foot. Looking for Segler. Segler has the ball tapped away by Kennedy. Good play, Kennedy. They're all over him. The umpire keeping a close eye on things and will bounce the ball. North Melbourne must score a goal to keep in this game. They're 4 points ahead and they've come to a complete halt.
Very clever play by Kennedy there, where he kept out Segler. Segler had one hand out, a very big boy to stop. Umpire throws the ball up now. North Melbourne very keen to score. The tap out is taken by Purser, picked up by German. No, but just as German was about to have a little shot, the umpire's found a free kick, and it is going to go to Siri. Siri being very busy on the forward line, and he's kicked a couple of goals already, and this could be his second goal for this quarter. Yeah. So let's have a look and see how he goes. Umpire didn't move too much. There you have it. A very important goal on the ball to Siri. It takes now at the 24.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Footscray 6 goals, 10-46. Trailing North Melbourne 7 goals, 14-56. That's a lead of 10 points that North Melbourne have got. And let me tell you, I really think that North Melbourne have got the job ahead if they want to stay in front. Footscray have got a run on, Steve.
Footscray have kicked 3 goals for this quarter. North Melbourne have kicked 3 goals 2. Ball down, Purser takes the ball out of the air. Gosh, he's played a good game. Over to Hawkins, who's also shown just flashes of absolute brilliance out there on the wing. McPherson uses his weight well. North Melbourne run through. That's better looking football. Hardy there, and Hardy played a sterling game, whether in defence, roving around the ground, or up on the forward line where he has kicked 1 goal 2. The Brownlow medalist goes wide. Nice tap on that time by Stephen Hickey. But it's Hawkins. Hawkins can't control the ball. And over in front of the Medibank private sign, Dougie Hawkins turns to the crowd and says, "What have I got to do?" Here's the throw-in. Purser and Jonas. Jonas that time gets the tap. It's Spargo. Footscray back into the centre of the ground. Cracker Jimmy. Cracker Phil. Cracker Magic, he can't quite get it away. The umpire will come in and bounce.
Well, I thought that, Phil Cracker had that ball in front of him. He was playing it hard. I thought he had full control. The umpire didn't give much of a break then. I thought he could observe one. So he throws it up in the air now, and Purser again taps the ball out of top of McDonald. Almost kicking in danger there, as the ball is now cleared by Hickey again, who's been in this game in the last 3 kicks. Over to McCarthy, who's taken a nice solid mark. He's just got to find someone to kick it to now. I don't see any leads coming. And we've got Segler down the back line and the forward line, sitting back. Now he's found someone to kick it to. Anyone there? German was beaten to the ball in, and beaten well by Jep too. Jep saw it coming and intercepted. Takes his kick. McDonald and Purser. Purser kicking off the ground. Oh, and he had to contend with the head-on collision as well. The ball now kicked back towards the North Melbourne goal end. Decided to play him. Was caught cold there by Hardy, but the umpire said let it go.
There's a strange piece of play there by German, and Malin comes out with the ball. Play on. This must be kick number 10 for the quarter. We'll check that out at 3/4 time. But Malin played a great part in the Footscray revival. There'll be a throw-in on the centre wing position in front of the coach's box. And the Footscray players getting a bit of a clap there from their very loyal fans. About 16,000 of them out here on quite a moderate and very pleasant day. Malin again. Well, not a particularly good kick that time, Phillip. Good try by Royal. And we'll have another throw-in.
Well, here we are. We're 2.5 minutes into the time-on period. A low-scoring game. I don't see this going much more than about another minute or two. And this is really setting itself up for a terrific final quarter. Again, Purser gets the tap out. picked up and handballed through to Hardy. Hardy kicks the ball down to the centre half forward position there. No one can take the mark. People ever. Ackley breaks out of the pack with the ball, tries to get it across. Malin trying to break in under the pack of the people there. Law picks it up. Nobody can do anything with it. Handball everywhere. Keary now kicking the ball out and finds who's that in the lead there, and a lovely strong mark taken in. Yes, and he decided to play on Phil Cracker again. Oh, lovely when he's got the ball in his hands. Moved around the pack beautifully there. Spargo having a driving shot for goal. Can he get up to Segler? No, it doesn't really matter because it's gone over the line and it's through for 1 point. So that takes now Footscray on to 6 goals, 10, 46 points, trailing North Melbourne 7, 15, 57. And we're at the 28 and a quarter minute mark of this third quarter at the Western Oval, brought to you by Pro Football.
With Footscray skipper Rick Kennedy steadying things right down. He knows the quarter's almost over. Goes to Doug Hawkins. A little bit of keepings off. Not a great kick by Doug. Back to his skipper. He'll get a game next week. Out to the wing. Purser. The handball under pressure. Malin using all the experience he's gained in over 100 games with Woodville, Footscray and Carlton. Tim Jepp. Case of the fumbles. Malin, what a quarter he's played. And here we go, McPherson. McPherson the pass around to Bamblett. Bamblett drops the ball. Good interception then. And Ackley to relieve the pressure for North Melbourne with a long driving torpedo back towards Purser. The umpire says there's a free kick. It'll go North Melbourne's way. Now, is this Norman? Sorry, that's German.
How many touches he had today? Must be close to 20 now.
Yeah, so he's had a big game, but German now in the wing position. That's a better looking kick from German. He's up looking for the great McCarthy, who goes up and comes down before acceptances. And the free kick will be taken by Murray Rance, who had the awesome task earlier of looking after Ross Glendinning, or vice versa. And I think Glendinning might have come out with the points. The Brownlow medalist off the ground at the moment. Here comes the chance for Footscray again. The handball woeful. A bit too quick for everyone. Jonas off the ground. The hand pass over. It's to Dwyer. Dwyer can't handle it. He's had a tough job today on Hawkins. And there's the siren. Three-quarter time in the Pro Football match of the day at the Western Oval. Sees North Melbourne 7-15-57. Footscray 6-10-46. And the match is poised for a great last quarter. You're with Pro Football's match of the day at the Western Oval between Footscray and North Melbourne, and what a corker of a last quarter coming your way. North Melbourne 7-15-57, Footscray 6-10-46 as umpire Rich comes in to bounce the ball and get the action underway. Purser up against Segler. Young Segler, a raw-boned ruckman. It's the tap down. Footscray back into attack. Showed some great football in that third quarter. Could have been a bit of an interference there. North Melbourne with the ball over to Jimmy Cracker. Faded a little in the third quarter, puts the ball to the ground. Torpedo out to the wing. Hawkins is underneath it. He'll be first to the ball. Picks it up. Ever so cool. Back towards the centre of the ground to Purser. Purser and Brad Hardy. Hardy having 19 kicks for the match so far. Been an outstanding player. Phil Malin coming into his own in the last two quarters, having 15 possessions in the last quarter. Down towards Beasley at full forward, he takes the mark.
Yes, this is a time of the day when you like to see Beasley come good. He's been known to come good in the last quarter and licked himself for a couple of quick goals. And
he'd want to come good too. He's had one kick for the match so far and kicked one goal. He's taken the mark. McCann has played very well on him today. But Beasley used his body then, used his experience. He's got the mark. He's 20 metres out. He's directly in front. I think he'd swim home to Western Australia if he missed this one. He kicked 105 goals last year to hit the VFL goal kicking. Comes in. His kick, straight through the middle. And the scoreboard, the Pro Football scoreboard here at the Western Oval. Footscray 7-10-42. A 52, that is. North Melbourne 7-15-57. A kick the difference. And that windsock down there at the Geelong Road end, just showing some movement, and it's all favouring Footscray.
Certainly is a pro football day today, and with the Footscray crowd certainly really starting to cheer now. They can sense at least catching up to North Melbourne and taking the game right up to them. As we see, the ball now being brought back in. A good mark, and Beasley needed to take that. I think his confidence might have been a bit down today. A mark like that might help him. Just the man, as I said before, that if he lifts his game now, and he's been playing well within himself, it can certainly make all the difference between the two teams. The ball is thrown up now. Royal waiting down. Purser up against Segler. Segler gets the knockout, one of the rare occasions to beat Purser. Royal picks up the ball, scoops out of the pack, drops it onto the right foot. Nobody can get to the ball. They're bashed on by Bamblett. Chased him by Footscray, Shippening going on. No matter which way you look at him, McPherson trying hard, but North Melbourne in defence coming back out. Handball over through McCann. Over to North Melbourne player who kicks it down on the ground, looking for a safe mark by Phil Cracker, who plays to his brother as usual, runs into trouble. Umpire calls play on.
Great backup then by Phil Cracker. Has the bounce, got a paddock in front of him. It's the longest ground in league football and he's looking to use all of it. Bad hand pass. And North Melbourne lose the ball. McPherson, Rod, over to Hawkins. Hawkins, a high kick looking for Bamblett. Marks uncontested. John Kennedy going mad in the room next door, we can tell you. Bamblett, drop punt, high. He's looking for Beasley again. And Beasley takes it. He's given that man a little bit of a nudge. When we have a look at the replay here, you'll see Beasley, he's played from the back position all day, uses his experience, grabs the ball, it's a one grabber. And Simon Beasley, a matter of 1.5 metres out, chance for his third goal, second in a matter of seconds, and this will put Footscray in front. Beasley, a little bit of a prop in the run, the kick, straight through the middle, and the Bulldogs are in front, and the crowd here at the Western Oval are going mad, and so they should too, because Footscray have got out of the grave. Footscray 8-10, 58, lead North Melbourne 7-15, and those 15 behinds have been deadly. 57, the margin a point on the Pro Football scoreboard.
And very interesting to watch then too. Simon Beasley, some people might think watching this that Simon Beasley pushed McCann in the back, but in fact McCann, being a very good back, was deliberately backing up onto Beasley to try and upset him and get him out from underneath the ball. Beasley stood his ground and took a lovely strong mark, and as I said, it looks like Beasley may have just lifted himself at the right time. We bounce ball again. Purser versus McDonald. McDonald drops the ball to the ground and pick up by Arkiri, who drops the ball down to the centre half forward position. Nobody can take the mark. Scooped off the pack by Footscray. Kicked up there to the centre wing position. Brad Hardy takes the ball on the rebound, dropping that there in a safe mark, taken by McGuinness. McGuinness drops back looking for the player running through. Nobody running through, decides to settle it up, and here's Beasley leading out again. Oh, Beasley, he certainly picks the right times to lift his game, this fella. He left McCann shortstop then, which is not like McCann. However, it didn't look as though that the ball was going to carry that far. Beasley ran right out. He's a fair distance out. I'd have to put him at about 35 to 40 metres out. He's got the sun shining right in his face. Not that that's going to worry him.
Well, he won't have to worry about getting a suntan.
Taking his kick now. Umpire has not moved. That's another goal. Footscray now going to 9 goals, 10, 64 points. Leading North Melbourne 7-15-57.
Let's have a look at that on replay as McGuinness just sees Beasley make the move, a long skimming pass, and Simon Beasley takes the ball, his third mark in a matter of moments. The conversion relatively simple, and Beasley's gone from being a one-kick player in 3/4 to a 4-goal player, and a man who's turned the corner for Footscray. Back in the centre, it's Purser with a tap down, looking for Rod McPherson, the experienced John Law. Kicks at the wall high down towards centre half back. The mark taken, a nice mark taken down there by Peter Foster. Runs around, the kick, a high soaring kick up over the back. No one able to take the mark. Tapped over the boundary line by McPherson. McPherson didn't like that either. And he didn't like that little bit of a knee in the back. And he told Stephen Hickey so. Painful little injury. There are runners coming from everywhere to help him out. The throw in. McCann, he's off Beasley now. He's into the ruck, gets the ball down. North Melbourne into attack, the tap down. Baxter to Royal. They're off and running. Over to McGuinness. Too high for McGuinness. And he's too tall, Ackley. Gets the run on. He's coming out here to Baxter again. Got all the time in the world, uncontested. He's got the opportunity to handball and does so. Saunders to Bamblett, he's pushed out. The umpire says there'll be a free kick or a mark, and it will go to McCann. He had to do something about moving McCann because he was going mad in next door John Kennedy.
Yes, I think it's a good idea now to shift McCann off him and let Segler get down there. Segler's a big boy, he can upset him, he can push him around and bust him around. Might be a little bit too slow, but what else can you do? I think you've got to bring McCann, who's played a good game all day, you've got to bring him in to be a bit more constructive in the play.
Well, with Glendinning off the ground, North have lost their pivotal defender.
Yes, that's right.
And, it's been a very bad blow for them. But this is Tim Jepp. Jepp's unloaded. He's played a good game on Jonas today. And the umpire will come in. He's found a free kick. It'll go to North Melbourne.
Just while
I think it might go to Spargo.
Yes, while we've got championship wrestling going on, it's interesting that there's only been 4 kicks by Beasley for 4 goals, and as a percentage, that's exactly what 4 forwards are supposed to do.
Well, Peter Jonas has the ball. He should have no trouble with the distance. Kicking across the breeze. Lines up. It's a wobbly old torpedo. It's going to just hook around at the last minute and through for a behind. And that makes the margin now just 1 straight goal. Peter Jonas has kicked 2 behinds. And we wait now for Rick Kennedy, the Footscray skipper. Put the ball back into play. I think he'd go out to that far flank. It's a great looking kick. Looking for Hawkins. Oh, Footscray away and running again. It's Royal. Finally, he's scragged just as he kicks the ball. Coming through now, it's Rance. Back to Royal. The kick, a high one. Looking for Bamblett or Beasley. Segler misses the mark. Backs up well. He's caught with the ball. The umpire says play on. Bamblett round on the left foot, goes for the hand pass over to Hardy. Hardy with a hand pass here. Chance for Footscray. Can they pick it up? Oh, whack in the head then. The umpire says play on. Cracker's bustled out of the way. McPherson, he puts it through. Rob McPherson, another goal to Footscray. They move to 10-70. They're 2 goals in front, and the crowd here are going wild, and so they should.
Yes, that was a terrific goal. Bamblett had first of all picked up the goal and scooped onto the ball. Straight after he scooped onto the ball, Brad Hardy had a go, was heavily tackled. He got rid of it. And as you can see now, there's a lovely goal scored as it was then picked up and McPherson snapped it straight through. Footscray full of running now, looking exceptionally good. Royal has been playing good all day, but has particularly lifted his game this quarter. And what more can you say? I think the pictures speak for themselves.
Behind the play, it was on again between Baxter, number 35, and Jimmy Cracker, but they've managed to cool that down. Back in the centre, McCann showing a bit more life in the ruck after playing so well at full back and being taken off Beasley. Is just doing a few nice things. We see Atkins get the ball across to Norman. He's tackled high. Spargo picks it up. He's on his left foot. Chips it in, looking for German. German dummies. He's going to get caught. Caught with the ball. Footscray away, and they're away through Peter Baxter.
Yeah, so the umpire called play on there as now we see Malin again having another possession. Handballs through. Again over to McGuinness. McGuinness on his own. He can have a run here. Looking for someone to kick it to. He's going to go for a goal. Straight over the top. It looks pretty good. Neil Bynes says yes, it's a goal. A brilliant goal, and Footscray full of running now. That's his 2nd goal for the quarter. That takes Footscray now at 11 goals, 10. 76 points, leading North Melbourne 7-16-58.
And that started right down there on the back line with Peter Baxter getting it across to Royal, the ball being driven around there, and then finally we saw McGuinness pick the ball up. He's a cool player, this South Australian, and he's driven it straight through for Footscray's 11th goal. 11 goals, 10-76, North 7-16-58 on the Pro Football scoreboard, and the match has turned all Footscray.
Yes, well, there's a bit of a scramble, so Bounced no, he's found a free kick. We're at the 10.5-minute mark in this final quarter.
Royal.
We've got a free kick being taken. Royal, he's had 4 kicks this quarter at least, I'm sure. Another big driving kick. They're playing it straight down the centre now, but Ackley on his own. Oh, he didn't take the mark. He should have. It was uncontested. Everyone's in there. The ball's down to the ground. The umpire says, no, we'll pay the kick to Jimmy Cracker.
Well, Jimmy Cracker's faded out in this second half, and with him has North Melbourne. The loss of Glendinning, the fading of Jimmy Cracker, as we see Dwyer puts the ball across to Norman. And Ackley, who's been one of their most consistent players all day. Here's a chance for North now. German, 1 bounce. He'll run into an open goal, slide it through. Goal to North Melbourne, is it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. That's North's 8. They move to 8-16-64. They're 2 goals behind Footscray, who've kicked so far this quarter 5 goals.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say that North Melbourne are going to lay down for this. We've had a couple of factors here. I think you've got Beasley lifting his game at long last, 4 kicks for 4 goals. You've got the loss of, as you say, Glendinning before. You see Jimmy Cracker, who's gone off the boil a little bit, and a few of the players, like in the 3rd quarter, Malin getting about 10 kicks for the quarter. Brilliant player. Generally speaking, this game is really set now for an exciting last 20 minutes. Royal gets the ball off the bounce of the pack. Kicks it down to the centre-half forward position. McGuinness again, Bamblett, I should say. Royal running past Bamblett. Shocking kick to the ground, intercepted by Hickey. Hickey takes the ball, handballs it out, no one in contention. Driving that down to the centre wing position. There we see 2 players who've been hassling around all day. Ball back into play now in the centre wing position. Jep scooped up in the air there.
Good smother
Saunders.
then. Ball out
Of bounds. There was good pressure. I mean, but the play was looking dangerous. So we see the ball being thrown in now on the outer side of the ground. Purser again, getting the tab at the ball down. Very scrambly play. They're getting desperate now. Umpire says, let's have another go.
I think with Smith out of the North Melbourne lineup in defence and having to use McCann down there, they've lost their key ruckman around the ground with Lyle out injured. They've had Donald McDonald down at full forward. Segler, I don't think, is the answer yet. He's shown some potential. He took some nice grabs up forward. His kicking let him down. And then on top of that, without Glendinning, they haven't got Schimmelbusch and Larkin. They're only a shadow of the side that really was a contender last year.
Absolutely, and we've just seen some passages of play there where you've got a lot of tackling. There's no way known that North Melbourne are going to lay down for this game. They're really going to keep this fight going. They've had the ascendancy most of the day. Footscray full of running. They've just got to pull them up. Purser, one of the best on the ground today for sure. Jep, fresh hair hand pass. He was heavily tackled by Cracker there. Malin again, another kick clearing away to the centre wing position. Can anybody scoop it up? Yes, it's picked up by McCann, who's been moved off the full-back position from Beasley, and he's been very effective too. Certainly have a great field. Oh, a lovely strong mark, and let's tell you that young Hanbury, he looked pretty good in defence then too.
I think Hanbury will wake up tomorrow feeling as if he's been through the presses.
Yes.
And it's Purser. What a game. Touches the ball to the ground. He's going for the long kick. In fact, it's so long it's been marked by the man in the grey raincoat 5 rows back. We'll wait now for the penalty-free kick to be taken. Who's it going to? Can't quite pick that player out.
I take him as a solid-looking boy. I've got an idea that might be...
Could well be German. Yeah. German's long torpedo into centre-half forward. The great McCarthy's there, but he can't mark it. It's been taken by number 36, Matthew Hanbury again. Hanbury back to Purser. We saw this move just a moment ago. Purser's kick's a little more careful. John Law going for the punch. Good anticipation by Footscray there in front. Here's the chance for pace. Segler left behind there. He's fumbling. Laurie, there's Bamblett. He's held. And this is a big one for Footscray coming up. Bamblett back in the side. Hasn't kicked the goal. He's a matter of 35 metres out. He's dead in front. And Liz Bamblett has the chance now to put Footscray 18 points up.
That shows you the inexperience of Segler then. He had the ball. He knew he shouldn't have grabbed the man on the forward line. He got underneath it, made a mistake. Frustration and youth, I suppose.
The fumble wasn't good. He was too slow for Beasley. And then to give away the free kick, well, I suppose that might have been understandable. But Bamblett comes in. The kick. Nothing wrong with that one. Goal number 12 for Footscray. They move to 12, 10, 82. And they're now 3 goals ahead of North Melbourne, 8-16, 64 on the Pro Football scoreboard here in our match of the day at the Western Oval.
15 and a quarter minute mark.
Looking at again, we look at Segler, make the mistake, and Bamblett accepts and later converts.
Yes, very unfortunate for North Melbourne that could happen, but then again, you play youth. You've got to start with youth to get them going, and that's the way. He's a big, solid player, mind you. He hasn't made too many mistakes today.
Well, he's made a number in front of goal.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So, and those 2 or 3 goals might have made all the difference as we see Jimmy Cracker burst through the centre. Find McCarthy. McCarthy can't hold on to the ball. Fights back well, and the umpire will come in and bounce the ball. Young John McCarthy from North Hobart playing his first game. And what a tough game it is. A free kick going to Peter Jonas. Jonas keeping the ball here, number 45. He's going for the long kick. Donald McDonald's down there, up against Kennedy. Kennedy taps the ball down. Brad Hardy more than content to rush it through for a behind. 17 points the margin.
Yes, so we can see now that you've got 25 scoring shots to 22 scoring shots. So it's inaccurate kicking of North Melbourne, which are putting him out of this game as well. As we see the kick out, no, not quite. Kennedy looking for someone to kick it to. There's been a bit of mucking around there on the back line. He's looking for Hardy, but kicked over the top of Hardy, and that looks like it's been picked up by Baxter. Baxter now takes his kick, kicking down to the forward pocket zone or the forward flank position. Scooped up out of the air there, handballed out of the way. Brad Hardy coming in to meet it. Can't quite get his hands to it, and they're scuffling everywhere. North Melbourne, handball. Cracker. Baxter. Oh, this is a good tussle going there, but really between the two of them, no one really wanted to get their hands to the ball over the line, but a good tussle there, and the crowd accepts that one too. They agree, and there's a big hand clap for them. So here we see now at the 17-minute mark, we're throwing in on the centre wing, forward pocket position of North Melbourne's in. Footscray clearing kick down to Hawkins again, who's been terrific today. He's had a lot of kicks. Down to the forward pocket zone and forward flank position. McCann again, he's been very good today. Another kick, left footer, driving it down. Who can he find?
That should be German.
Yes, and German again, who's had a lovely day. He's probably had about 25 kicks. Down, hand over the shoulder. The umpire hasn't seen that. Played the advantage rule.
That's Love.
Yes.
Love is caught.
Love, yeah.
And back to McCarthy. Love, I should say, lines up. Love it is.
Well, that was very obvious with the hand over the shoulder then too, but obviously the umpire didn't see that. And if he did, when he did play the advantage rule, he really, he's going to give him another shot, I think.
Free kick will go to Rick Kennedy.
Yes.
Kennedy playing on straight away. Over there, finding Baxter. Been a consistent player, Baxter. Long kick. No mark taken down there by McPherson. Jepp underneath it. Just can't really grab it. The ball finally heading towards the boundary line. Good play there on that occasion by Hickey. Hickey to Jonas. Jonas loses his balance. Over to Phil Cracker. Cracker looks for the pass. The pass is on Hawkins there. Dwyer too. But finally sneaking through all of them is Norman. Norman going wide. R-Series out there. Got a Paddock. The handball's on to Dwyer. Dwyer caught. Back to R-Series. R-Series runs in a goal. Long hand pass. Caught, is he? Oh, it's a nice goal then. Goal to Darren Steele.
Yeah, lovely goal.
North Melbourne, 9-17-71. 11 points behind Footscray, and North Melbourne now, it's their turn to fight back.
What an interesting game, and that was an interesting goal too. Why he just didn't sink the boot in and kick that goal, I don't know. But nonetheless, he did put, pardon me, he did put Darren Steele under pressure there. He was able to turn around on his foot, as you can see, and scoop around to his right foot and bang, put it straight through. So North Melbourne certainly still in this game with 11 points of difference, but they'd better get a move on because we're just heading up to the 19.5-minute mark. As we see the ball being bounced, Purser and McCann. McCann's played more positions than I've ever seen one day for him. And the umpire's found a free kick against Royal.
No, it's going to go Footscray's way, and it's going to be taken by Stephen Wallace.
Right, Wallace now to take his kick. Going back into the centre of the ground.
High kick out there. And the mark taken ever so easily by McCann. The hand pass over to Ackley. Ackley plays on. Drop punt, high and wide. Good mark taken out there. Nice mark taken by Norman. All on his own, really. Only one to make a real effort for it. Norman looks for the pass. North coming right back into this game. They haven't given up by any manner of or means.
Footscray look to stop running, Steve, don't they? A little bit.
Steele caught well. The crowd out here, 18,196, and they paid $36,631. So we weren't far off. The ball up.
Well, the crowd certainly come to life, haven't they, now? And there's 18,000 voices, all Footscray, I think.
Well, it's a nice close game, really. 2 goals in football in 1986 is nothing. Tim Jepp kicks it back, finds a teammate down there. Hawkins on the left. Towards centre half forward. Bamblett and his man playing pushy. Nice knock on from McPherson. Over to McGuinness. McGuinness's hand pass is a shocker. Beasley gets the ball out. There's no assistance. Royal runs through. North steadying down there. Segler with that awkward kicking style. He finds Atkins. Atkins goes to the boundary line. One bounce and over. Right on the practice wicket area here. And what a thriller. 11 points. The Bulldogs lead the Roos. Pro football bringing in a big one from the Western Oval, and it's been a thriller, especially since half-time. McPherson in there. Push in the back, and that's the way the umpire saw it. He wasn't in possession of the ball. R-Series to take the free kick right in front of the E.J. Whitten stand. And you can imagine how many North Melbourne supporters there'd be in that stand. Hardly a grunt. Purser. The umpire says play on. Might have been a rough decision. It's Jepp. Oh, he's caught high. Steele the man. And Tim Jepp didn't like that at all. The throw in. Purser playing from behind that time. Jonas in front. Footscray, screw it back. The bounce will be awkward. McPherson gets it out. Oh, in the back perhaps? No, says the umpire. Steele in there again, Cracker in there, everyone's in there, the umpire's coming in, he'll bounce the ball.
Everybody's in there. The pressure is certainly on. These two teams getting desperate now. They're throwing themselves in so hard. Really, this game is lifted. You wouldn't compare this game from the first quarter to what's going on now. This is real footy we've got on our hands now as we see McCann going up in the ruck against Purser. Tap down to the ball end. Again, we see Malin having about his 300th kick for the day. Straight to Ackley, uncontested. McGuinness, it was your fault, then you should have been watching him. Ackley runs away, drives the ball into the centre of the ground. Who's coming in there to meet it? But no, Hanbury has a driving kick back up in the centre forward position. McGuinness misses it. Cracker takes it. Has a look for someone.
It's Love.
Love coming out there. Couldn't quite get his hands to the ball. Scooped up. Picked over in the right-hand side by Steele. Steele to German. Oh, gee whiz. Yeah, there's stacks on the mill again. The umpire just let that go.
No, free kick. He's pulled out a free kick.
He's found one. He was a little bit slow with his whistle then too.
It's going to go to Hanbury.
Yes, Hanbury now to take his kick on the left forward pocket. Driving up to the centre wing position. Purser on his own should take this. No, he didn't. Scoops it on though. Picked up. Driven down by McPherson. McPherson drives the ball down, looking for Royal, who can't get under it. Bamblets there. Between the two of them, what can they do? North Melbourne struggling desperately here. Desperate football and a clearing kick.
Oh, this will be interesting. There's
a big
person comes in
there.
Oh, good bump.
And Fairley.
That's what it's all about.
McGuinness picked it up.
He's kicked it up looking for Beasley. Beasley there, and he's taken it right in the goal square. And McGuinness has been flattened after he kicked the ball. But it was a beautiful bump back here to McPherson, which set that up, used his body superbly, and Fairley was the one who went down. The ball finally picked up by McGuinness, shot down into the square. Simon Beasley's kicked 4. Here comes goal number 5. This will be the steadier. This will be the match winner. At the 25-minute mark, Footscray 13-10, 88. Are 17 points ahead of North Melbourne, 9-17, 71 on the Pro Football scoreboard. Beasley had 1 kick in 3 quarters and has kicked 4 match-winning goals for Footscray in the last.
Well, there you go, you see, that's right, 5 kicks and 5 goals, as we've said before. If that's what a job full forward's got to do, then so be it. But it's been unlucky, really, that he hasn't had a couple of other kicks, but still, nonetheless, it's Footscray now looking extremely comfortable, 17 points in front. And the way things are going, I don't think that North Melbourne's got enough time to peg it back as we see Purser again winning the knockout. The ball down to the ground. Hardy trying to get out of the ground there. Couldn't do anything with it. Picked up again by Purser, who's in everything all day today. Ball again cleared out by Hickey. Hickey a driving kick down to the centre forward position, but a safe mark taken by Jepp in defence. Jepp being hassled a little bit there. Goes back to take his kick. Looking for someone to kick it to. Down to the outer wing position.
Well, at this stage they should just play possession.
Well,
football.
they might
They're
as
3
well.
goals ahead with 5 minutes to go. There's no need to do anything flash. Another score would be a bonus. Just keep the ball and don't do anything silly.
Baxter has a kick and drives it now down to the forward flank position as we see another mark taken by McCann, who's had a terrific day for North Melbourne. He's done everything he possibly can at the moment. Now the ball driven down.
Steele it is.
Top Steele.
Oh, he's in a bit of trouble.
Oh, stolen there too. Back to McPherson. Driven up near Purser. Can Purser pick it up?
It's a long way down,
gets back
isn't it?
on it. It is for a big fellow like that. Handballs himself out of danger. Straight to Malin. Malin now drops the ball over. Who are we looking for? Hand pass over. Straight down the ground. Here we go. Does it look good? Heading down towards a 4-4 position. Ken, no. So, yes, Wallace he had himself set then.
Wallace's kick was right on target.
Yes, he was too. Absolutely. And you know, I think that you find that Beasley likes to play from behind. The ball just didn't have enough lift to carry forward.
The scoreboard now, Footscray 13-11. They're exactly 18 points ahead. So even to draw, North Melbourne need 3 goals. And I think as Fairley kicks this one, it might be well beyond them.
27-minute mark as the ball is now kicked out. Down to the wing position. 2 Footscray players. And Jimmy Cracker. The umpire says we'll throw it in. There's another tussle. They really like to get in amongst it, these fellas. And Jepp not happy to be pushed around by Cracker on the forward line there, pushed over the line.
I think what might have happened then was as Jepp went down, I think Jimmy might have trod on his fingers, and I don't think he
accidentally,
liked it
of course, Steve.
Bit.
Yeah,
he's done a fair job today, Jepp. But as the ball's pushed down, we see Rance. Oh, he's caught. Gets his boot to the ball. The umpire says it took him too long. I tend to agree, and the free kick will go North Melbourne's way to be taken by Jason Love. Love's drop punt down into the forward pocket. Down over the back. Footscray defence through Baxter. Over to Brad Hardy, who's played a corker of a game. Looking for McPherson. McPherson taps it down brilliantly, looking for Rance. Over to Malin, who in my mind turned the game for Footscray. Andrew Purser, best man on the ground. Looking for Beasley. Beasley out in front. Gets past everyone. There was no one at long stop. It's John Law. Over to Dwyer. Hawkins has done a good job on him. I think might have taken the points. But Dwyer still trying very hard. He's a classy player. Back towards the wing position. It's Jim Cracker off the ground. Ball being tapped along. Soccer style, FA Cup style. Jonas. Arsieri. Arsieri's kick towards goal. Kennedy's there. Did he touch it? I don't think he did.
No,
it's Arsieri's goal, and that's his fourth. North Melbourne, 10-17, 77, still trailed by 2 goals. We've been playing 28 minutes and 10 seconds in this final quarter. And Footscray, with 1 quarter of football, a quarter and a half perhaps, have gotten up and stolen this game.
Yes, well, if they're going to do anything now, North Melbourne, they better hurry up. I'd say it only about a minute and a half to go at maximum. They better get some good clearing kicks. I can't see it happening, but then anything can happen in football.
Well, we've only got a matter of moments now, and really, when you look down and you have a look at the reasons for Footscray's turnabout, Beasley coming into the match in the last quarter, I think the fact that they've had Purser on top all day, this fellow Stephen Wallace kicking the ball now has played a terrific game in the middle, and the fact that North Melbourne lost Glendinning.
Yeah, so Malin's turn of speed in the third quarter was brilliant too. He really helped turn the tide.
But losing Glendinning, who was far and away their best player and their key defender, from that moment on, they were never really in the hunt. But the ball down here, Arsieri, who's roved well, over to Phil Cracker, who with Jimmy blitzed them in the second quarter. Ackley, their best defender, down towards Kennedy, who takes the mark. And don't the Footscray crowd love it when their skipper takes the big one?
Certainly do. So Kennedy driving it down to Hardy again. They're content to play around a bit now. As long as they've got the ball in their possession, they'll play it wide down the flanks, kicking it through to the centre of the ground, but keeping it out wide of the centre. Oh, and a lovely strong mark taken there by Rance. Rance now decides to go back and settle down. They're not in a hurry now, Footscray. They don't need to do much. They've got 2 goals up on North Melbourne. Time is running out. He'll go back and settle down. Beasley having a lead, as I can see there, but there's no point now. He's going to have a shot. He might as well. Everybody else has been kicking goals today. Lovely long driving kick. No one can get the ball. It's knocked down to the ground there. Hawkins contesting the ball heavily with Dwyer. Hawkins wins, taps it through. No, he still gets caught. No, picked up by Ackley. He's played a great game. Bambler was tackling him. Not much he could do about it. McGuinness is into everything. They're all into it. North Melbourne players, left, right and centre, trying hard to clear the ball there. Now it's driven down to the centre wing position.
There was Atkins.
By Atkins, good old Atkins, who's been in and out of the game today. Over to, here we can't quite pick up the number anyway, it doesn't matter. He kicked on down to the forward flank position. Coming out to meet, there was a Footscray player.
That was
Sanders.
Saunders. Back towards the wing position. 2 Footscray players down behind play. Hardy grabbed by the ankle, and that's the way the umpire sees it. I would think that Hardy and Purser, the 2 West Australian stars, would be battling it out for the best of field votes. Hardy by sheer dint of about 26 kicks and a number of handballs. He's kicked a goal. He's roved all over the ground and shown how a Brownlow medalist can just dominate a game. Looking for his mate Purser. Footscray back into attack again. Here's a chance for Beasley. Beasley will kick this one. All he's got to do is get there. Off the ground, goal number 6. 5 for the quarter to Simon Beasley. 1 kick for the remainder of the match, and he's ended up with 6 goals from 6 kicks. And the Melbourne stockbroker is a percentage man. He's a figures man. And 6 straight would be a good day's work to young Simon Beasley.
Well, that was a classical one for kids looking at that, because there was no point in trying to pick the ball up. He balanced himself and dropped the foot as the ball bounced up to meet it and straight through. Doesn't matter how you do it.
That takes the pro football scoreboard here. Footscray 14-11, 95. North Melbourne 10-17, 77. The margin 18 points. Footscray back into attack again in the dying moments of this game. John Law takes it on the chest. He'll go back and have his kick. Game all over. Les Bamblett being applauded as he walks off around the boundary by the Ted Whitten stand. The siren sounds. Footscray have got up 14-11, 95. North Melbourne 10-17, 77 on the pro football scoreboard.
You want to be a real footballer? I've been a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.
What an amazing turnaround by Footscray. And really, although we shouldn't go on statistics, Simon Beasley's tell the story. Up to three-quarter time, it looked as though it had only one kick for one goal. And yet, he finished the day with 6 goals. That shows how the Footscray side finished. Simon was their principal scorer, as I said, with 6 goals. Tony McGuinness, the young boy originally from Glenelg in South Australia, finished the day with 2 goals, while for North Melbourne, Mark Arceri contributed 4 goals and Peter German 2. North, despite losing today, retained 6th spot on the ladder, but they are still 2 games out of the 5. They have 12 premiership points for the season. Footscray lie in 8th position on the ladder and have joined North Melbourne and Richmond all on 12 points. So that battle, particularly for 5th spot on the ladder, is really hotting up. And if you like hot action, you can catch it each and every week, courtesy of Pro Football. Simply go to your club or your favourite video store and ask for the game of your choice.